What up, everybody? It's Talkin Brash, episode 35. Have you missed me? It's been a week since I've been on, so I hope you guys missed me a little bit. Otherwise, I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, the new schedule's kicking my ass. You know, I'm a working man now, so it's taking a little bit of adjustment, but it's all good. I'm doing all right. What's up, Curtis Grant? Richard Dicko North, as always. What's going on? Had a lot going on in my life, man. The Nimvin re-release of Hadron Collider has been doing awesome. A lot of great feedback from that. I'm super stoked about how that came out. And I'm super proud to have done that, to do all the production on that, man. It's probably the best sounding thing that's come out of my studio, so I'm super stoked about the feedback and how that came out. You can check that out on Spotify, on Nimvin's Spotify. He released it as a single. So yeah. I was supposed to be on Saturday with Mike Tipping of So Long Until the Seance, but I was working and the schedule just I couldn't make it. And so I'll postpone that to him. Not for this Saturday, maybe for next Saturday. Because this Saturday we got Chris Lanterns of Led by Lanterns, and I'm super excited for that one. Chris was our sound guy for the Michael Graves stuff. We met him out in Europe. He's from the UK. He's from Birmingham, UK. And he is the best sound guy on the planet. We're lucky that we could have such a guy like that. He's crazy talented. Both as far as doing sound, but also a good songwriter, a good producer, excellent voice. He's like annoyingly good at everything, right? He's one of those guys that he's an amazing talent, and I'll talk to him on Saturday about all the stuff that he's doing, because his band just released a single. They have a video out now. You know, they've been around for a while. If you want to look them up, Led by Lanterns. They're kind of pop punky, but Chris does. Basically, he does their he produces that band and he plays guitar for them, and yeah, Chris is all around good dude. When we're out in Europe and touring together, that guy is like, that's my guy. You know, me and him, we go out, tear it out on the town. Super good dude. So yeah, Saturday, Chris Lanterns will be on with me. But today, it's not about him. Today is about a dude that I met just when he was a little guy, man. Like, he was just like trying to get into shows, and one show I remember he couldn't get in because he wasn't old enough, and I like kept the back door open, like the loading door open, for him and his friends so they could sneak into the show and watch the concert. You know, I remember, you know, I'm starting Gotham Road and all that stuff, and there was message boards. I forget which message boards exactly that we were subscribing to back then, but this little shit was such a terror on there, and terrorizing me, but terrorizing everyone, just trolling everyone. Him along with this dude Will, like just constant trolling. But he grew up to be the nicest guy in our fucking group of friends, like, and like quietly too. He doesn't do it in such a way where he's boasting about it online. Like, a number of my friends will have DL told me, like, yo, I had a hard time, Emilio helped me out, or he called me up and talked me through it, or he lent me money, or whatever the case may be. Like, Emilio is that dude who quietly just fucking is there for people no matter what. So here he is, the nicest dude in horror punk. It's Emilio. What's up, dude?
Hey man, thanks for having me. This is awesome. Thank you for such a warm welcome. That was fucking awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, man, you deserve it. Fucking first things first, you just released your new band, Dark Ride. So it's just a video for now, right? You didn't release a single yet, right?
The song that the video is for, Anti-Hero, yeah, I released that as a single on the.
Okay, cool. So the single and the video is out. It's fucking awesome.
Thank you.
I know you went radio silent. We talked about it while you were doing it. Just explaining your idea that you wanted to give a fucking explosion once it all came out. But take me through, like, the beginnings of Dark Ride. How'd this come about?
Once my time in Stellar Corpses ended, I did a tour with Argyle Goolsby on the West Coast with the Damnation guys. Super fun. Then as soon as that was done last November, we started tracking the drums, and um, I just needed a way to express myself creatively, and I needed a sort of catharsis to kind of heal from.
So you started tracking this stuff a year ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It would have been out at the beginning of May, and I was in a debut at Trioxin 2. And it was a big secret; nobody was going to know about it.
Right. You were supposed to perform there?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that was going to be my first show, but obviously everything got pushed back. Um, and yeah, I just thought like there's no guarantee of when coronavirus is going to end. I know it's going to end, but I just don't know when.
Right.
And I thought might as well put it out right around Halloween, and there happened to be a Friday the 13th in November, so I was like, oh, this is perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better better dates.
Right on. So why Dark Ride? What was the inspiration for you to call the band Dark Ride?
Oh man, I was having the hardest time coming up with names that either weren't taken or weren't like a movie or a video game, and I wanted something simple that fit kind of what I'm going for. And I'm obsessed with Disneyland, believe it or not. Like I love the history behind Disneyland, so I always
Right.
watch YouTube documentaries on it. And they were talking about the different attractions there, like roller coasters, walkthroughs, and dark rides. Like the Haunted Mansion, Indiana Jones, those are all dark rides. And it kind of
Right.
clicked.
Right. Right.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty cool. So yeah.
Right on. That's awesome. Fucking So you've been sitting on this music. Was sometimes when I write music that were meant for other bands, was this stuff that you had been sitting on, or did you write it specifically after Stellar?
I want to say half the songs. It's a 5-song EP, so like more or less half the songs were for Stellar, but they were like, yeah, 75% finished. They were just songs that I kind of had bouncing around in my head forever, like Anti-Hero. So I just finished them and did it.
Um, what made you decide to sing? Was this something that you had planned, or was this by default, or what?
Um, I guess I've kind of always wanted to be a front man, and I did sing for a Misfits cover band called Plan 9.
Right. I
Um,
remember.
yeah, for a couple years, and it was super fun. But I'd never been a front man for like my own material in a band that I was solely in charge of. And I just thought that it was kind of like the natural evolution. And I could still write the songs on guitar, but I have a million friends who are way better at guitar than me who could take whatever I write and make it better.
Yeah, you're talking to one of them, buddy.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
I'm just playing.
And like this way, if I'm the singer, nobody could take it from me,
Right.
basically.
Fuck yeah. So who rounds out the band right now?
So I'm
Is
kind
this
of
a fixed band, or are you gonna kind of do it like Goolsby was doing it? Like, what's your plan?
I'm doing it like Goolsby's done it. I'm considering all like my most talented musician friends who are reliable to just be a part of it whenever they want, whenever they can come in and out for a tour or a gig, just as long as they're
Right.
reliable and want to be there. Like I'm so big on working with people who want to be there. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna pull teeth for any relationship in my life. They've got to want to be there.
It's the way to be, man, because sometimes life gets in the way of people being able to tour, and then you're kind of stuck with their schedule. So this kind of alleviates that. If you're right up front about it like this, where it'll be a rotating cast of musicians, people do it when. I always say availability is the best ability, right?
Yeah.
If you're available, you're in. Let's fucking do it. But it's cool that you won't be held down or stuck because other people can't or don't want to for whatever reason. You'll just forge on ahead. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. And I think it's gonna be fun to work with a bunch of my different friends, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm blessed to have some amazing friends in the music scene. Absolutely, like you.
So you wrote every bit of the music, or did you have help?
So my producer and friend, Randy Moore, who was in Stellar Corpses with me, he wrote the music for a song called Infernally Yours and gifted it to me. So I wrote the lyrics and melodies and stuff. And yeah, he's super talented, like super creative guitarist. And he's like an encyclopedia for not just punk, but all music. It's pretty cool. But yeah, the
Right
rest
on.
of it was all mine.
That's awesome. Hey guys, too, like you're in the chat. If you have questions that I'm not asking, go ahead and fucking ask them, and I'll get them over to Emilio. So just this way, you're not just sitting there and not. I want this to be like an inclusive kind of thing,
Yeah,
interactive audience and stuff like that. So,
please participate.
Tori, what's up? Mark, what's up? It's been a minute, Mark. Every time I see Mark on tour, he always gives me the Emilio thing.
Is that Mark Earhart?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Mark's one of my best friends, absolutely.
Yeah. He'll always come up and be like, "Hey, Emilio says he's asking if you guys are still buds."
Yeah. Mark is one of those dudes who has supported me from the day I met him and has been nothing but nice and helped me out a lot many times, and it's always been like my such a good support. Super grateful for him. He's just the fucking nicest dude too. You know, I'm sure you've seen.
Super nice.
Super fun to party with, and just a good dude.
Joe is on the chat. He said, "I think I used to be buds with that dude."
We're still buds. We're still buds.
Right. Where did that come from? Why every time you talk to me, you would ask me, Loki, are we still buds?
I don't know. I'm a ridiculous person. I just like get like caught up in these inside jokes, and I don't even remember where they come from or anything. And
right,
that one's been going years and years.
It's been going strong.
But I'm glad we are still buds. And yes, Joe, we are absolutely still buds. I love you guys, of course.
What was recording the EP like, man? Like, also, who was a part of that?
Oh, okay.
How'd that get done?
Yeah. So I was super lucky to have an awesome team of my friends to help me, not only make it possible, but kind of bring the recordings to life. Like I said, I had two producers. One was Randy Moore from Stellar Corpses and Get Married, awesome guitarist. One of my best friends, like my little brother. The other producer, his name's Ulav, and he owns Noise Eater Recordings in Santa Cruz, and he was my engineer and co-producer. So the two of them really helped me develop the songs, and they brought out the best in my performance vocally. Like there was no settling with those guys, and I'm so grateful for it. And they had a lot of cool ideas that helped me flesh out the songs more that I wouldn't have thought of. So Randy played lead guitar. I did bass, rhythm, and vocals, obviously. My friend Henry Chadwick, who's like a local Santa Cruz musician, total badass punk drummer, like unbelievable, did the drums and just blew it away. I'm so proud of his drum work. And I really do think drums are the most important part of any song, of any band. And he just did it so good. Some of his beats were so perfectly on time that they didn't have to be nudged at all. It was exactly on the click. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah?
Total
That's
beast.
awesome.
Yeah. So they helped me with the recordings. And then another one of my best friends, Rob Hioto, has been helping me with all like the graphic stuff and just kind of the ins and outs.
You can't have the word best friend is there's one best.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so all these best friends, it doesn't work like that.
I do have one all-time best friend who's been my best friend since third grade, who you actually met at a Gotham Road show. He's not in the scene or anything, but fuck it, yeah, I have many best friends. But, yeah, very funny. But so this guy Rob Hioto, we work together. We work for local gyms in Santa Cruz, called Total Fitness. But he's been helping me a lot with all the technical stuff and just being a great support. He played guitar next to Noah in the Anti-Hero music video. Total badass. Cool. And he's like the nicest dude ever.
That's awesome.
So that they were kind of like my team, and yeah, I couldn't have done it without them.
And so you, like I said, you knew from the start you were gonna have a blackout, and just pop up whenever you were gonna perform. Like, was the plan like you were gonna show up at Trioxin Fest and then release it that day? Like, what was the actual plan?
There was some wiggle room with the plan, but I was gonna release it at the beginning of May, and I'm pretty sure Trioxin 2 is at the end of May. Gotcha. So I'd have like a month of promoting it. I didn't plan on doing a music video yet.
Yeah, you gotta let the people learn the songs and stuff. Otherwise, they just stare at you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
And I was gonna throw some covers in and cover some of the Stellar material that I'd written. But yeah, so that was like more or less the plan. And I couldn't have asked for a better place to play my first show than at Trioxin. It would have been an honor. And I hope to still when it's safe.
Awesome. Your people are being like your promotional machine. My friend Dicko, he's from Alberta, Canada. He's like, if you haven't already pre-ordered the Dark Ride EP from Bandcamp, do it now. So yeah, there's a commercial out there. Randy Rage is saying that best is the new top 10. Randy, miss you.
Oh, love
I was
Randy.
supposed to call Randy the other day, and I totally fucking forgot because I got super busy. I went on a walk with the dog, and then forgot to call her back. Sorry, Randy.
Randy's one of my favorite people ever. Like one of the
She's one of
nicest
my
people
best.
ever.
She's one of the best friends.
Yeah, she always has the
Right.
coolest hair too. Like, totally
Always.
badass. Yeah.
Yeah. I made her grow. I didn't make her grow it long. She grew it long, and I liked it. And then she finally fucking chopped it.
Mm.
Whatever.
Yeah, I actually met her at Goolsby's wedding in Connecticut. Yeah.
I was sadly not able to go.
Yeah, yeah, you were the missing piece, brother.
I was somewhere in the world. I forget where.
Mm. It was crazy, man. I flew from San Francisco to Connecticut and was there for less than 24 hours. It was insane. I just got there in time for the ceremony and met up
Yeah,
with.
huh? So you were at the ceremony and then out.
Well, and I went to the reception and partied
Gotcha.
hard. Nathan and Jason and all those guys, Mark Poland, we had such a good time. Brad from Damnation, who I love, all those badasses.
All those badasses.
Heck yeah.
Dude, I had Isaac on the show a couple of weeks ago. It was on a
Yeah.
Friday. I was doing this thing called Blackout Friday where we just drink a lot.
I want to do that with you, but I work Saturday mornings now, like
Well,
9.
I stopped having them because my guests would get so fucked up, and Isaac was one of them. Like, by the end of the show, like, you know, there's that certain face, the way a person's eyes look when they're completely just fucking blacked out hammered, and that's the way he was looking at the camera. It was just like, I'm like, yeah, this show's over.
Yep. Isaac and I partied pretty hard on that run with Goolsby for sure.
Right.
We all did. They have Damnation has a song called "Call Me Crazy" that is so fucking good. Like the chorus is great, but the second time the chorus kicks in, it's just like super powerful. Love that track. If you haven't heard it yet, check it out.
Yeah, those guys are awesome, man. Yeah, whenever I would go up that way, you know, I'd stay, crash at Isaac's house, and that would turn into an all-nighter. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, I've never partied with you.
Really?
Yeah, we got to change that.
Wait, hold on. No.
I don't think so. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I think we've had a couple beers, but I don't know, man. Because whenever I'd see you, I mean, it was, you know, I was always driving to San Francisco or wherever you were playing, and I had to drive home. Yeah.
JV's asking if you remember the Walrus.
Yeah, of course. The 2 drinks. Yeah, of course.
The Walrus. We used to do Walrus Wednesdays.
Yeah, of course I remember.
So we've been doing ridiculous shit for a while then, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe we should tell people how we met. I mean, I've known you for 18 years now, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. How old are you now?
34.
Damn, and I've known you for 18 of those years, so yeah.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't lying. He was a little shit on the internet.
Yes, and I apologize. I've apologized to many people, but I mean, back then it was lawless times, you know? Like, the internet was so new.
Yeah, that's what the internet was for.
Yeah, I know better now.
Yeah, no, the internet is heavily policed now.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we met.
I have such a hard time grasping today's just the environment around the internet and all that stuff. Because when the internet started pretty much while I was like a junior in high school.
Okay.
Like that's when like commercialized internet started, and it was a place. It was like a safe haven just to be a troll. Like I want to say the most ridiculous, outlandish shit, and I can say it on the internet because it's not real.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's very fucking real.
Yeah.
It's very fucking real. It's like people get their news off Twitter, bro. Like, are you kidding me?
I know. It's so bad. It's definitely interesting right now.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead if you want to just give the introduction of you guys just sitting out there in the parking lot of the Pound.
Oh, good memory. I'm surprised you remember that that detail. So yeah, in 2002, the actual band Graves was on their second tour, and the Misfits were that's what like kind of broke the ground for me in terms of liking actual bands with the Misfits. When I was growing up, my older brother passed away when I was a kid, unfortunately. When I was 12, and I was looking through his old CDs when I got a little older, and it was mostly like rap and hip hop stuff. And I came across a Misfits record, American Psycho, and I looked at the skull and I thought it was really cool because I've always been into horror movies and Halloween. and put it on and hated all of it until I heard Dig Up Your Bones. And the chorus, I've never heard something so powerful and so catchy. And then I started liking more and more, and he had a collection 2 CD I found. And then it was just, history after that. And like
Right.
fell in love with the Misfits and horror punk. So going to see Graves was such a big deal. It was like my heroes, an hour and a half away from my house, and my mom, bless her heart, drove me there super early. Like got there right when you guys loaded in, basically. And you were doing guitar tech for Graves at the time, right?
I think before that show, it was either directly before that show or the day before that show where the trailer, the welding came off the RV.
It was that day
It was
on the
that day,
bridge. Yeah,
dude. You have no clue how close we were to like not doing that show, because not just because the ship broke off and we had to weld it, but if we were any further back on that bridge, it was like going downhill. Like that trailer would have fucked every car up going downhill.
oh right,
Could you
of
imagine if it
course.
picked up speed, it broke off the thing and picked up speed, went down the hill? Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude. We'd be looking at they'd have a lawsuit on their hands. Forget it.
I remember that day, like meeting everybody, and I remember when I met Graham, who I'm a huge fan of, huge Graham fan. But he told me, he was like, when he saw what happened, 'cause he was following you guys, I think, in his
Yeah.
own car. He saw the trailer detach, and he was like, "Tour's over. We're totally fucked on the whole opposite coast you guys came from."
Dude, someone re-welded it in like a heartbeat. It was no time at all.
It's rare it happens that way. Yeah,
And all that day we were sightseeing, dude. We were, like we went on the one side of the Golden Gate Bridge, and like we were up on like top of the hill so you could take the picture right next to the bridge, and we were doing all that fucking stupid touristy sightseeing bullshit. And going through that area, could you imagine, like, dude, it could have broken off at any point during going up and down those hills. Like, it could have been so much worse than it actually was, man. If we really think about it, that shit was fucked up.
yeah. Well, those roads are pretty treacherous in terms of
Yeah.
stability, those hills, and oh, so anyways, I remember like talking to you guys and meeting everybody, and everybody was super nice. Doug Evil was there; he was like super sweet. And it was really fucking cool to meet your heroes, and they're actually nice to you. It was like surreal. But I remember they started doing sound check, and like I was kind of standing by the door because I really wanted to go in and watch. And you came out and said, like, you're either in or out. You want to come in? Oh, hell yeah, of course. And like run in. I remember I was wearing a shirt that had the Captain Harlock skull and crossbones that Glenn would always
Right.
wear. And I remember they played Blackbird, Creo Burn, and Casket. And Creo Burn was brand new. I'd never heard it before, but I
Yeah.
love it. And just loved it, and it was rad. Another thing that's interesting about that night is my mom and I were super poor at the time, and I couldn't afford a ticket for her. So Dr. Chud actually put her on the guest list. So it was pretty cool, and that show like rocked my world and kind of changed everything. I was so inspired by it, and I think it was one of the biggest crowds I've seen for anything in any of Michael's shows. At that, yeah, the Pound was good.
Yeah, the Pound was. I remember the Pound being awesome,
Yeah,
and yeah, I remember just like, all right, little shit. What you want to come in? You're gonna stay outside. What are you doing?
yeah. You said you're either in or out, but you were super cool, super
Right.
nice. And I remember you coming out on stage and like testing the guitars and stuff. I think you might have played some Slayer or something. Does that
Probably.
sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm forever grateful for your kindness. And
I was sound checking Seasons of the Abyss a lot back then.
gotcha, gotcha. And it wasn't just that too. It was like once Gotham Road like was launched and you were on AIM, the AOL Instant Messenger, like I'd always hit you up, and you've been nothing but nice to me since I was 16,
Right.
or 15 or 16. I super appreciate it, man. I'm sorry for bugging you so much.
And well, you and Will together.
Will, yeah, of course. I was just texting with him the other day. I love that guy. Will has been one of those people who have supported me musically since I was 15, 16. My first band was Ambivalence in high school, and like he always supported us, and he still does. It's fucking awesome.
So yeah, Will is another. He's a dude from Houston, or at least used to live in Houston, a while back, and was just. I guess he's like your age, right? Your age
Yeah,
ish.
right around there.
and he was just another one of those dudes that were also on the forums, just creating havoc. I believe he did. What did he do? Dick Arm? Is that him?
No, actually, Sean McCarthy,
Oh,
Sean
Sean
AD
McCarthy.
did it.
But Will made sure that I found it. So.
Yes, yes, yeah. What he's talking about is this guy Sean McCarthy, Sean AD, who's still a dear friend, had photoshopped a picture of Loki playing in Gotham Road, but made like yeah, his strumming arm like an actual dick. Yeah, and like it kind of looked realistic back then. At least it was like pretty good Photoshop.
Right.
But he took it a step further and made like a T-shirt of it.
Yeah,
It was like
he took it.
it was like the first meme ever. So maybe Sean is responsible for the meme.
Right.
But it was yeah, super funny. I got
Thanks
to
a
meet
lot,
Sean
Sean. I look
eventually.
more like Chris Benoit with a dick arm than me. He had those short, stubby arms that were
Yeah,
jacked. That's what it looked like.
yeah. But
Thanks a
yeah,
lot, Sean. I appreciate it, buddy.
I hope he's listening. I tried to get a hold of him, but I just got a new phone and half of my contacts got erased, so I couldn't text him. But I hope he's listening.
You don't
Like,
have shit on the cloud. You don't know how phones work
dude,
anymore.
I'm so bad at technology, and like right now I had to have my roommate like set up this laptop for me. I'm just like not a tech guy.
You're 34, but you're more like 64.
I'm just I like the art side of it. I don't like computers much.
It's like when my grandma would be like, "Can you just set up this damn VCR?" I can't. How do you put the time on there?
Right.
I got it, Grandma.
We all have different things we're good at, and that's just not one of mine.
Right.
What I was thinking about today, like when I was like running through things in my head for this interview, is the friends I made from those message boards, from the Graves forum, from the Gotham Road forum, from Horror Punk forums and stuff. Like definitely Will, Sean AD, Garrett Gravedigger, who's still a dear friend of mine. Both, I think all three of them are fathers now, so it's kind of pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. They let Garrett have a kid. Jesus. See, Will is like he's grown up to be a fine adult. You know what I mean? Like he's responsible.
He's still got some mischief in him.
Yeah, he's still got some, but at least he's
he's got it in the basement.
I don't want to say anything too bad about Garrett, but Garrett, bless your heart, dude. But I think he would agree. They let him have a kid. Holy shit.
It looks like he's such a fantastic father too. Like I see him watching.
It's because he can play with the kid with it. Like, here, check out my lightsaber, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
let's go to a Kings game and have fun. He's like that kid's buddy.
Hell yeah. But also Rick Carrillo too, who you had on the show, right?
Rick Carrillo does all of the graphics for the show.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Rick's cool as shit, and he's been supporting me, forever too, and such a nice dude. We got to meet when Stellar toured through Texas, and I remember we covered Helena, and towards the end when it's just the guitar coming back to it right before like the outro, him and his friends were like pounding on the fucking stage like to the beat. It was really cool. It was like it never happened before, but yeah, I love all those cats.
Yeah, Rick has been super supportive for me too, man. Fucking. Okay. When I was thinking about doing shit like this, he was, helping me out with pretty much everything. Fucking logo with the stream. Like, I had no idea what I was doing, streaming anything.
Yeah.
And also moral support, because there are times where I don't feel like I am good enough to do anything, and he's there being like, "You're good enough, buddy. You got this."
I feel that way sometimes too.
We all need someone over there telling us we're doing all right.
Yeah, and you absolutely are good enough, brother. Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
One more person too from the forums was Joey Tyrone or Joey Gore.
Joey Gore, yeah.
That dude's been so supportive of me from the very start of my career, and like, him and his wife always let us crash at their house on tour. It's like such a nice dude. I'm so grateful for that dude's friendship. 100%.
It used to be the best and worst part of tour, because the best because of his house. We fucking go drinking and just hanging out at the pool and stuff. But worst because like chaos always ensued either during or before we went to his house.
Gotcha.
Hold on, Joe's asking me to read something. I guess it's an old message from the message board, and Emilio fact: Emilio owns every Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Oh
It's
yeah, that
just
is
random.
true. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. The Elm Street, the first one's my favorite horror movie ever. So yeah.
Right.
Heck yeah. That's a good Emilio fact. There's a few.
We'll need to learn a few more Emilio facts as the show goes on here.
Sure.
Emilio fact number 3, I guess. So Gotham Road became a thing, and we went to play the DNA Lounge,
All right.
and apparently it was a 21 and over show. We didn't know that, but in fact, it blows my mind because Paulie's now wife at the time wasn't 21, or she didn't have her ID on her and couldn't prove that she was over 21. But
Yeah, it was some weird bullshit where she had proof that she was over 21, but it was like from Jersey or whatever, and they were just being such sticklers about it. It was really
yeah,
shitty.
but then you guys were out there like poor homeless kids.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, we
oh,
were still in high school.
We came all the way from Santa Cruz, and like just like sad puppies sitting outside. So I leave the back door open, the load-in door.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, listen, I'm fucking carry this guitar in. There's a rock blocking the door from closing all the way. Just fucking. Did I make you carry a guitar case or something, or did you guys sneak in?
no, I think you like left the door open with like a cigarette, or not a cigarette. Sorry, like a lighter,
Yeah,
something involving a
something that
lighter.
blocked it open. Yeah.
Yeah, just enough so you couldn't see it. I can't believe we pulled it off, and we got to see the whole show. That was the Seasons of the Witch tour,
Yeah.
and I remember it was funny because once we got in there, there was fucking nobody there. There's maybe like three
Nobody.
other paid people. So it's like I thought we were gonna stick out. Like these kids are obviously in high school at a bar, basically. So, but it all worked out, and we rocked out and had a blast. It's great. I'm super grateful to you for that. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, you're welcome.
But we knew the risk driving up from Santa Cruz. We knew we might not get into the show. So it wouldn't have been horrible, but it was definitely icing on the cake that we actually got to see this guy.
Someone's asking where your Emilio lock is.
Oh, yeah. Everybody asks that. I could with the double lock. I could do it in a pomp, and you can't even tell it's long, but it's there.
Yeah, you look like a fine, outstanding young man with your hair slicked back. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't rock the double lock just daily. It's such a pain in the ass.
So that's not how you walk around.
No.
Oh,
When
okay.
I was like like a teenager or like maybe oh, here's a funny story. I remember had the devil lock and I was all like ghouled up or whatever. I would just do that normally, and I was walking in downtown Santa Cruz at night, and I remember these two like bicyclists, like middle-aged men or whatever, rode past me, and one of them yells, "Hey kid, go back to the graveyard," and then like sped off like I was in a fucking chase after two grown men. And I just remember thinking like, thanks for the compliment, you noticed, like I'm spooky. Yeah, I mean it's absolutely a part of me. It's just it's one
Right.
part of my personality.
So, all right. So we do all this fucking shit. I meet you when you were a kid. When did you decide that you were gonna actually start pursuing music? And was Stellar your first introduction into it, or did you have something before Stellar, or what?
I mean, I guess technically, when I was like 15, I was in a Misfits cover band in high school called Pre-Dawn Corpses, where I was just playing bass. I was a sophomore and I was playing with a bunch of seniors and one guy, the singer, who had graduated. So it was like so cool to be jamming with like older guys, and like that was my first introduction, and I loved it. In terms of like learning how to play, one of my close friends, Mike Rankin, who you met a bunch of times through the years, he taught me how to play guitar and bass. Taught me bass first because he said it was easier. And yeah, man, I just got swept away with it. And especially once I played my first show and it went well, I felt tremendous power and like adrenaline. And it was just like the best thing I'd ever experienced. When a show goes well, man, there's nothing I like more in the whole world. It's just
Yeah.
when you have decent sound and you can kick fucking ass and there's a good crowd there, forget it, dude. It's better than anything, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
man. There's a feeling afterwards for sure where you can't You can't replace that with other things. It's just not the same.
100%. And then like in high school, like I got so into music and like bands and performing that I just kind of didn't I didn't care about school anymore, and I would lay my head down on the desk and I'd listen to the Misfits and Mr. Monster a lot, and I would imagine myself playing these songs on stage, how I'd move, everything, and I just got swept away with it, and I've always just pursued it. It's been my passion.
So Mr. Monster was something that you had heard and were listening to.
Yeah, so on one of those forums, everybody was always talking about Blitzkid and Mr. Monster, right? Um, and I immediately connected with Mr. Monster, and it was right when Over Your Dead Body came out on the Middle Pillar on that website. And I just loved it. I loved the songs, Guaranteed to Bleed, Till the End, Prom Night. They all like just grabbed me. I remember my binder in high school. The front of it was Mod Podge with tons of artwork of Mr. Monster and Jason and Misfits and stuff like that. AFI, but it was mostly Mr. Monster. Yeah, loved it.
Who else? How'd you find them? And like, who else? Like, what else did you branch off into after that? Or was Mr. Monster like the one underground band that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, I mean, I remember thinking like how they made like a scary like horror punk song and mixed it with like kind of 50s progressions, kind of like Saturday Night. I just thought it was such a cool mix. Um, yeah, and then I mean I really got into like Ramones, obviously AFI. AFI was big for me. They're from California, not that far
I
from
can
me.
tell.
Yeah, right. I know it's so embarrassing. I'm wearing the shirt and there's the poster in the background. I didn't think of that. I didn't see it till right before we went on. I'm like, oh, it's too late to change my
Right?
shirt,
Yeah.
but
No,
fuck
it's
it.
over.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
But then I later got super into Blitzkid too. And I love like the other. I kind of always freeze when people ask me like what bands I really liked.
Right.
But yeah,
Well, it's good to know your influences, buddy.
you know
Rick
what else?
Carrillo is asking where he can find Ambivalence.
It's on iTunes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The full length is on iTunes.
there you go, Rick Carrillo. Ambivalence music is on iTunes.
It drives me crazy when I hear any of the ambivalent stuff because none of it's to a click. Like it's all
Right.
over the place. But you
Listen, I
know,
understand. I go crazy when I see and hear older things too, man. It's
yeah,
I could have done this so much better. A lot of stuff from back then. The Gotham Road stuff especially is just like, oh man, we could have done this so much better, but it is what it is now.
well, at the very least, in terms of Gotham Road, in terms of guitar work too, Seasons of the Witch, the actual song is such a beast. Like the all the tones in that song, and like I feel like you're doing some creative stuff, especially on the verses and some of your palm muting patterns are so fucking cool. I still listen to that song all the time.
Well,
So I
thank you.
think you should be super proud of that song.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a lot of guitar tracks on that song. That fucking um I had recorded before, but like I just wanted to create this monstrous fucking sound and tone because I'm fucking working with the guy who used to be in the Misfits, and I just
Sure,
wanted the guitar tone to be like this wall of fucking epicness.
it is.
And there are so many guitar tracks on that. Everything was at least tripled. Fuck doubling. I tripled like every fucking rhythm, and I used like 3 or 4 different amps on that. To get I used 3 tones to make one. And yeah, I just fucking layered the shit out of that. All my harmonies were doubled, fucking octaves were doubled, just you name it. Fucking wall of sound is what I got for sure.
Yeah. Well, the second the song kicks in, it is like a tidal wave of guitar. Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that song has lasted the test of time. I really enjoy it. I
Joe
mean,
and,
oh
Joe and
sorry.
I have talked about this before, but like I wrote that song on headed to a Mr. Monster show.
In
And
Germs' truck, right?
in his truck. And like they were blasting. I remember specifically the Haunted was on, and it was on so fucking loud I could barely hear what I was doing on the guitar. I actually was holding the guitar up to my ear, like the wood on my ear, so I could like hear the acoustics of the fucking guitar. And I wrote that riff that way. And finally, when it was time to like set up and shit like that, I fucking rushed in. I fucking set up the guitar amp real quick, and I just started playing that before their sound check to see if the riff was any good. Because like you can't tell if how that palm mute's gonna sound
Sure.
on that type of riff, right? I'm like, oh, this could suck or be awesome. But yeah, it was awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of your palm muting patterns too. Super cool when it locks in with the drums, especially if the player like Paul Lifeless, like when he locks in with the palm muting patterns, it's so
Yeah.
fucking powerful. So cool.
We used to jam that a lot, man. Like whenever there was pauses in rehearsals, whether it just be jam sessions or Mr. Monster would be practicing or whatever, like whatever we were doing, like whenever there was a pause, I would grab the guitar, Paulie would fucking play drums, and I would jam all these songs, whether it was like Seasons of the Witch or I had Melts Away and Bits of Skin kind of stashed away too before Gotham Road.
Yeah, Melts Away is a beast too.
That was called the Soulfly song before it was called Melts Away.
I remember that. I remember you telling me that on Instant Messenger. The Soulfly song should make the crowd like move, right? Jump.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe is saying there are 18 tracks on Seasons of the Witch.
18 guitar tracks?
18 guitar tracks.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Yep. I believe it. Yeah, monstrous tone. I love the verse. The bat, boom, bat, boom, bat, bat. Super cool.
Yeah, so my point is that Paulie and I really had a chance like to develop that and work that out, which is why it moved the way it did and was so tight. We had just had a chance to develop those movements, man. It was awesome.
I finally got to actually play with Paul for the last Mr. Monster show with the Jason tribute. And I remember getting to the rehearsal spot and seeing him and just being like, dude, this is so cool. Like, the kid in me is so fucking stoked to finally jam with you. And he's just such a pro, like the nicest dude ever, too. Big fan. Yeah. Paul's another guy like you who I used to bug on Instant Messenger and who's always just been nothing but kind to me.
He was probably a lot nicer than I was.
Well, you were nice.
Your silence was golden right there. No. Listen,
you were always nice.
I know I'm prickly. It's fine.
both of you guys were great. Me and Joe was super cool.
Paul's a sweetheart. Paul is definitely one of the nice guys in rock. I would say you and Paul would probably have to duke it out to be the nicest guy, but that would never happen.
Maybe if it was like the All Valley finals at the Karate Kid. Yeah. Speaking of which, if you guys haven't seen Cobra Kai yet, I highly recommend it. It's fucking awesome. It's on Netflix now. Cobra Kai rips.
Yeah, watch Cobra Kai. I was confused because I've had YouTube Premium for a while now because I refuse to even watch YouTube in the fashion I used to watch it.
It's worth the $10, dude. It's worth it.
In fact, so I have 2 YouTube accounts. One to broadcast this through, and then the one I've had forever. And whenever I accidentally go on the new one, I'm like, what is this ad? What the fuck is happening? No, I gotta switch.
No, you can't do it. I'll never go back. I don't care if it costs money. I just can't do it.
And they've increased the ads now. Like, you gotta watch an ad to get to the ad that you could skip. And then there are ads in the middle of the fucking whatever video you're watching.
Right. Yeah, that's the worst. It's so invasive and like shitty. You know what else I'm super sick of too? And I understand why YouTube channels do this. But I hate being bludgeoned over the head with a subscribe and click notifications on, and it's like, I get it, dude. If I like what you're doing, I'm gonna subscribe.
You don't really have to say it, but
but I get it.
YouTube just they fuck with the channels that if you don't have like the likes and the subscribes, they don't put you on their algorithm and you don't show up on people's feeds, and they make it impossible for people to find you if you don't have people constantly interacting with your things and subscribing and liking your fucking shit. So people feel inclined to like need to say it on their channels.
Yeah, I get it, but I just had to vent a little.
So subscribe and hit like.
And ring that notification bell.
If you want to see more content like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Oh, speaking of YouTube, so we released the Anti-Hero music video the day before Halloween, and today it hit 3,000 views.
boy.
Yeah. So
All right.
I couldn't be happier. I think that's so wonderful, and I'm so grateful to all of you who made that happen and kicked ass and shared it and showed your friends and stuff.
I
It's
was maybe 7 of those views.
yeah. Hey, really? That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I appreciated your comment too. That was cool.
I had to really look it over multiple times to
Yeah,
make sure I liked it.
it was inspired by the Ghostbusters. I don't know if you could tell, but
Yeah, I could tell. Good job, man.
that's another
Uh,
thing where like I wanted to do that music video forever. I wanted to do it in Stellar, like have a video where we're just rocking out in front of Gozer and have it look like we're on a rooftop. And it just could never happen. But luckily, I got into contact with Adam Judd, who did all of Goolsby's videos and the Zombie Cock videos.
that dude's awesome.
Dude, he is so nice, and he helped me develop it. And I mean, it was gnarly because we shot it on October 2nd, and it was literally finished the night on the 29th, like last minute. But him and his crew are such pros, and it was so cool
Right.
that they pulled it off. And I owe him a huge debt of gratitude for making my vision fucking rock.
Yeah, that dude's legit. And work on the Goolsby thing, because I guess they go to Salt Lake and do the thing at the he's got the studio there.
Yeah, the
so
movie
they were
studio.
doing the shoots at
That's what we did. Rob
I
and
was
I.
trying to get Michael there, because all his videos suck.
Oh my
Right,
god.
like
Yeah, dude.
they are just fucking god awful. And yeah, they just try to cut like or back then they were cutting corners on all shit that is kind of important. You know
It
what I
drives
mean?
me
And like
crazy. Yeah.
and yeah, we met that dude when we played in Salt Lake, and then again I met him. Grulsby introduced me to him when we were out there, and we were trying to work something out to do a video for something, but like a proper one. Finally, you know what I mean. But then it just things happen the way they do, and
Yeah.
never worked out. But
Him and his team are just incredible and like such pros. And I'm a big advocate and like spend the money and make your product as cool as possible. Uh, Goolsby and I agree on this because it's like
yeah,
your legacy you're leaving behind. Make it so your fans are rewarded for following you. Like spend a little extra money and make your product, whether it's a vinyl record or a video or whatever, your merchandise, make it fucking cool. I'm so like I don't get why some
yeah.
bands
There are
uh
things that you can cut the monetary corner on if
sure.
you are if you have expertise in that and can make it sound or look or whatever as good as fucking possible. It needs to be pro though. Like
Yeah.
so I do a lot of my own production because I can make it sound pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
like
and I love the Hadron Collider. It's so good. I listen to it all the time at the gym. Like on the treadmill, it's perfect to listen to.
thank you, man.
It's
Fucking
so
I
cool.
am super proud of that one. Like that's definitely the best sounding thing that's come out of my studio. And I know what I actually did do a lot of things different on it, and I'm fucking stoked that it came out so fucking good. So
Yeah, it's wonderful and like I've always loved Nim Vind and thought he had such a good like he's so good at writing these big choruses. I call them monster choruses, not monster like horror punk,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
big monster choruses. So I always appreciated that, and I always loved that song. So I was happy when you told me you guys redid it.
yeah.
And I love Tracy. Both of them are just such talented singers. So I knew it would
Yeah.
rock. Big fan.
Yeah, Chris has a habit of writing really catchy hooks, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Jackknife,
Yeah.
Killer Creature, like all that stuff. Great. Can we talk
There came
about?
a point. There came a point where we're out doing the Graves tours, and right, like Adam and Howie are playing drums and bass for us. But like when it was like sound checking or whatever, we'd be playing Nim Vin songs. We'd just be playing Nim Vin songs all the time.
Yeah,
So
super catchy. Super
he's
catchy.
awesome, and he's
Yeah,
such a funny guy, man. Like
yeah. He's been nothing but nice. Remember we talked about In and Out Burger a lot when the first time I met him. Um, yeah, no, super good, and I like all of his releases. Like all of them are quality. What was the one? Stillness, Illness.
the Stillness
I
Illness.
really like that record a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, really, really
that's
good.
probably my favorite one.
Badass. But yeah, going back to what we were saying earlier, I do think it's important to try your best to make your product as cool and as quality as possible.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of pride in that. Like to get that video done, like I did everything I could. Like I sold a ton of my stuff. I borrowed money. I basically did everything besides work the streets to make that
Especially
video
that because
possible.
you guys are brand new. That
Yeah,
video is the first impression that anyone's ever gonna get.
yeah, hmm
So super like that first impression is super fucking important. Got to look great. It's got to sound great.
yeah. I'm
You
super
know,
proud
it's
of it.
not enough. It's not enough to be a good-looking guy, even though you are. It's just not enough. You can't just show up, be
Yeah,
good-looking, and then that's it.
yeah. Thank you. And I wanted to make it clear too. Like, and Adam and I had a lot of talks about this. Is I wanted the passion to come through because when I play live, I throw 100% caution to the wind, and I really wanted people to see us all rocking the fuck out. I'm really a big advocate of musicians rocking out as hard as possible. Like you can't just shred. You have to show passion. Passion's the
Yeah.
very best thing a musician can have behind them, and I'm lucky to have an abundance of it, especially right now. So couldn't be happier about the whole thing. But yeah,
Joe's calling you the Richie Valens of horror punk.
yeah, I'll take that. Thanks, thank you. That's a great compliment. Yeah. Can we talk about Argyle Goolsby a little bit?
We can, but first, Rick Carrillo. So I've been busting his nuts a little bit because have you ever gone onto the website Fiverr?
No, I've never heard of it.
No.
Mm-mm.
All right. So basically, it's a site that people um, show off they sell their skills. So if I'm a good artist, I would promote myself on Fiverr to create art for people. I would put my uh all my work on the website, and fucking people just kind of shop through all the artists. And it's like that for everything, whether you're a guitar player, producer, whatever, vocalist, a guy who does voiceovers. It's just a place for talented people to showcase their art and try to get hired for other work.
Cool.
So Rick Rio does like my graphics and stuff, but I keep telling him I'm gonna go on Fiverr instead and get different graphics. And he just said, "Tell Emilio if he needs help with any graphics, Fiverr is a good way to go." But they all call it Fiber instead of Fiverr,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Rick. That's funny.
But he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. I really would like to do some graphics for you." So
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I would love
yeah,
that, Rick.
there
Thank
you
you.
go. Look, Rick, everyone's helping you out, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and that's another thing too about this release that's been so cool is so many of my friends, and as well as my musician friends and other bands have come out of the woodwork and have been so supportive and sharing and just kicking ass on the promotion. It's really, really, really neat. Yeah, super grateful. Like, obviously, Argyle Goolsby has helped me tremendously with this release and spreading the word. Jared from Zombies, who's a close friend, badass guitarist too.
Right.
Him and Zombies have helped me a lot, and the Calabrese brothers have been huge. And Calabrese is another big inspiration to me of making everything really cool, making your merch and your um, promotional stuff look cool, and I yeah, love those guys. Love the Calabrese brothers.
Right on. Who came up with the logo?
Like the skull in the coffin. Um, I mean, I guess I came up with it, but I hired an artist named Alexander Martin. I'd seen his stuff on Instagram and just was blown away by it. And yeah, he finished that for me like a while ago, and I've just been sitting on it. And like the album cover that's right behind me, right there, like the actual painting.
Right.
A friend of mine from elementary school, her name's Brittany Costanzo. She painted that for me, and she did a ton of Stellar Corpses paintings too. I'm big on
That's
getting
awesome.
like original, like painted art, not just like a Photoshop piece. Not like there's anything wrong with that, but
Right. Right. So Rick, you're out.
no way. I need all the help I can get right now.
Fucking Joe's a dick. He said he shared the video. He just never watched it or listened to it.
Hey, I'll take it. That's fine.
Right
Thank you.
on.
I just don't appreciate
So
it.
let's talk about Argyle Goolsby.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
how before we talk about how he helped you with all this, how did you first get introduced to him? When did you start? When did you meet him? Like, and how did you start playing with him?
So I'd heard about Blitzkid through the forums, like same with Mr. Monster, and I remember listening to them and just I feel bad saying this, but the recordings were so rough that I couldn't get into it. And I didn't see what everybody was so all about Blitzkid because the fans are like rabid
Right.
even back then. Um,
Yeah,
and
I think Joe was showing me a message of you telling him Blitzkid sucked or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
and I've apologized to Tracy and Ghouls because I was proven wrong the hard way. Check it out. Like the very first
Oh,
show I
the
played.
hard way.
Yeah, the
Damn. All right.
the very first show I played with Stellar Corpses was in Corona, California, at the Showcase. You played there, right?
Yeah.
Um, and it was like Fiend Fest. You had the Other, you had Blitzkid, you had Order of the Fly, you had Stellar Corpses. It's my first time playing guitar live ever. First time playing with Stellar. Went pretty well. And then Blitzkid came on, and Jason was actually on tour with them at the time. And they opened with "Let's Go to the Cemetery." Stripes was playing drums, and it was so fucking crunchy and mean and fast. Uh, and they tore it up so hard. I was like, oh, I get it. I get why everybody loves them now. And I apologized to Goolsby that night, and we've
Right.
been friends ever since. And we played the next night at the Key Club in
I
Hollywood.
don't think you had to apologize because I don't think he knew.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah.
We discussed it.
Oh, did you
And I've
really?
apologized many times since. Yeah, but
Damn.
but those dudes like tore the house down both nights. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, after that, they were supposed to play in Santa Cruz on that tour, but their van broke down or they had some automobile problem. But the others still came through. Resurrects played too, so it was a really fucking like dream team of bands. It was really cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's how like I met Goolsby, and then we stayed in touch. And at one point in time, Stellar was going to tour Europe in 2008 with Resurrects. So I reached out to Goolsby because he'd been there a bunch of times, and I'd say like, "Hey, any advice for touring Europe?" And yeah, it's kind of how it started.
Hold on. This is Joe's sending me pictures of you talking shit.
No,
He doesn't want
yeah,
me to show it, but I do have proof.
yeah. I was a 15-year-old kid with the internet. It's like giving a chimp a machine gun, guys.
Right.
And these were lawless times back then, like 2003, 2002, lawless times. It's different now.
Lawless times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sending me a bunch of pictures of you guys hanging out.
Joe and I.
Just being buds.
Yeah, Joe was another guy who was always super nice to me. I remember when you guys pulled up to the DNA Lounge, that show we were talking about earlier. Um, Joe and I had never met, but he immediately gives me like the devil horns, and I remember like the spider tattoo on his neck, and I'd just gotten the Mr. Monster like skeleton crew like membership package with the shirt and everything, exclusive CD, and we had a really good talk, and he was always nice to me. Plus, Joe, what I always admired about him was his stage presence is off the fucking hook. Like,
Yeah.
guy rocks out. He leaves it all on the stage, and I so admire that. Killer.
I just showed some of those pictures of you guys playing together. Some of it, I guess, is getting ready for the Trioxin tribute,
Oh yeah, probably
and then some of it's just from hanging out back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah, I see one of when me, you, and Snodgrass went to grab some beers over when we played Gilman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alan Snodgrass. You talk about a badass photographer. Like he's just the best.
Yeah.
Killer, and like the nicest dude ever. Yeah, he's got a great.
That guy's literally the best band photographer in the world.
100%.
Like I've had a lot of pictures taken of me. His shots are always the winners.
Yeah. Him and I went to see Doyle, like the band Doyle, play in Fresno. Just the two of us. And it was really fun. But we got to interview Doyle together, and it was like my job to hold the mic. And Alan was asking the questions, and literally Doyle was like doing his makeup and had his hair like kind of like in a ponytail and didn't even look at us once, just like holding the mic to him. Luckily, Graham was there too. Graham was playing bass for him at the time. So he helped out, but it was like it's fucking intimidating to interview that dude. He wasn't being disrespectful. I don't mean it like that. He was just like,
right.
It's intimidating.
No, it's intimidating because he doesn't have answers, or like his answers kind of suck. You know, he doesn't really want to give you much.
Yeah.
So you're pulling teeth right off the bat. You know what I mean? So it's a rough interview to do.
Yeah, I mean, somebody you looked up to since you started playing music. It's like, oh, fuck, dude.
Hey Doyle, what made you want to play guitar and do this kind of music?
Right.
I like guitar.
Yeah, doing his thing. But
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, Alan and I have had we've gone to a lot of cool shows and cool adventures. We saw Marky Ramone's Blitzkrieg play and saw Lemmy come up and play like bass for a couple songs, which
that's
was
awesome.
really really cool. I'm so grateful we did that now too.
That's badass.
Wayne Static sang Blitzkrieg Bop, and it's kind of like a little page out of history. So Alan and I go way back too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Alan would always show up. We played that other show in Pacifica, I think, and you guys came together too, right?
Yeah, yeah, and we came to see Darrow in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the Gilman
So
was Darrow.
yeah, yeah, he's just a cool dude, like super supportive, and just like he's done so much for bands by giving them this photography and like all these
Yeah.
killer shots that a million bands have used on their album covers and promo stuff, and like yeah, the dude rocks. Big fan. Yeah, but back to Argyle Goolsby. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't say enough how much that dude inspires me, and he's one of my best friends for real, Loki. Uh, and yeah, I'm just so grateful. I've learned so much for him. Like, I really took taken from him. Like if you want to do something cool, whether it's with music or art or whatever, just fucking make it happen no matter what. Not let nothing stand in your way. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to be a fan of Goolsby, not just be a friend, but should be his fan because he's always putting out cool shit like the Nosferatu score, the Blitzkid live stream, and like he's just always putting out quality. So it's very rewarding and fun to be
Because
his
he
fan.
cares about it. That's the biggest thing that
Yeah,
I guess people miss is that, yeah, of course he's trying to make it look as cool as possible, but he really cares about it. And that's an important aspect of him doing this that people kind of miss out sometimes.
yeah,
He's doing it for you, yeah, but like no, he's into it. He fucking loves it, and he's doing it for him too.
yeah, yeah. No, I super admire that. I've learned a lot from him, and we always have fun too. Whenever on the road, we always get along. Ooh, I do have a good story about the first time I toured with Goolsby. Um, myself, Nathan Wells, who I love. Like, do you know Nathan?
Yeah, I just did a show with him last week.
That's right. Yeah, Nate
Yeah,
Dogg.
yeah.
Love him.
Hey, why don't you fucking pay attention?
I've
Huh?
been keeping a low profile, bro. It's all part of the
You've
plan.
been staying low key, huh?
Yeah, if Christmas is every day, it's not Christmas anymore, you know? Or maybe I should say if Halloween's every day, it's not Halloween.
Duh, damn. All right, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
continue on.
myself, Nathan Wells, Stripes, and Shadow Windhawk, another awesome dude who was in my video. Thank God. Total badass. Um, the second show of the tour, it's on the East Coast. It was the first Dark Bowers tour. Played in Richmond, Virginia, and second to last song we're playing Rope Bridge by Blitzkid, and I'm using the Blitzkid bass, like the Aerodyne that he had.
Right.
And I'm rocking out, he's rocking out. He turns at the same time I turn, and I smash him right in the fucking face with the headstock, like the thick tuning pegs of the
Yep.
Aerodyne. Hit him so hard, and he staggers around like he's drunk. And I'm like, oh my god, I could tell just from like the vibrations that I hit that guy so hard. And he stumbles over to the side of the stage where there's like a mirror, like a Budweiser mirror, and he's looking at his teeth, and then just fucking punches the glass immediately, like super pissed. I'm like, oh my god, like I just like super hurt my boss on my second day. Like this is so bad. This is going so bad. Um, and what happened was it partially detached his retina in his right eye, and
He did tell me about this actually. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I think he still has like a permanent spot in his eye, that, like a like blind spot. I don't know what you call it, but a
Way
complete
to
fucking
go.
accident. He zigged, I zagged. Uh,
He's-
but it was just like, oh, it was like my second day, like on the job.
yeah,
I was so bad, like I wanted to cry. It was so bad.
that's rough.
Yeah, he also has terrible luck though. Terrible luck.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is like just kind of jumping around like a lunatic.
He's
Like there
super
are
passionate.
times where I thought like either he would break his own ankle on me, or I would break mine, or I would nail him with my headstock, or like because he's jumping off shit. He has like no regard for his own body when he's doing this shit.
No,
He,
and I
cause, you know, he
admire,
had
I admire it, but
his fucking his mic stand. You know, he's kind of got that thing where he can balance out and look like he's levitating and
like an
shit like that.
owl.
Well, he would just jump off of it, and just he would land partially on my foot or ankle, and like just roll his ankle. I'm like, oh, that's gonna hurt him. And he, you know, he's wearing those shoes that he wears.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, his ankle's probably broken after this.
Jeez. Yeah. But knowing Goolsby, he'd fucking finish the tour somehow. Even if he couldn't
Absolutely.
stand, he would finish it. I actually on the last tour I did with him when the Damnation guys were playing, Brad's next to me playing bass, and I think it was like the second show, like I was rocking out and somehow landed right on his ankle. He said that I Nancy Kerrigan him. So we always joke about that. I remember I Nancy Kerrigan you.
That's you're aging yourself. A lot of people are not gonna know the Nancy
Yeah.
Kerrigan thing. You
Oh
know,
well.
that's all right. I do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, huge Goolsby fan, dear friend. Owe him a
Did
lot.
you? I think you did not play on the record, did you? Darken Your Doorstep.
I
Or did
did
you?
backup vocals.
Oh, okay. So you're on it.
Yeah, I did backups on Blood Cave, on The Uninvited, on Destroy All Humans, and I think one more. But yeah, that's actually a funny story. So the day before that, like the recording, was my 30th birthday in Santa Cruz, and me and my friends had a huge toga party, like an 80s themed toga party at Dan Lamoth's house, who's my brother from Stellar Corpses. Love him,
Right, right, right.
family. But like I got like obliterated. It was my 30th birthday toga party. There's 80s music blasting. I'm gonna get drunk for sure. The next morning I had to fly out of San Francisco at like 8 a.m. to get to Pennsylvania where Goolsby was gonna pick me up. So I was like obliterated, hungover for like a 6-hour flight. In the very back of the plane in the window seat, I kept having to crawl over two gentlemen to like get to the bathroom, so I was about to throw up. So Goolsby picks me up with like Nathan and Noah and Stripes, and that was my first. Or Stripes wasn't there yet. We picked him up the next day. Like first time meeting Nathan in the flesh, and he's got this huge smile, like freckled face. Love the guy, like very lovable character. But I'm just like, dude, I'm not even human right now. Like I can't even talk. Like I just need to go to bed. And Goolsby's like, hey, like, do you want to come to the studio and do some backups on Darken Your Doorstep? I'm like, yeah. Like I did for sure. It's like a once in a lifetime thing. But it was like, oh, I'm like dying.
Yeah, in your own head, you're like, oh, I can't say no to this one.
Yeah, I was like, as long as it's
Yeah.
gang vocals and not like any like me singing, like we're good.
Right on.
But it was
Mama
super
Sin
fun.
says hello and that she misses you.
Please tell her I said hello. And
You're just telling her now.
oh yeah,
She's here. Yeah.
hi Mama Sin. Yeah, thank you. And I think about Jason every day. I've got his picture on my mirror right here. Um, yeah, think about
Awesome.
him every day, and he's been such a huge inspiration for me getting this whole thing done and doing it now. Like, not waiting. And I often have Jason's voice in my in my head saying, "Do it, like make it happen, no matter what." Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, yeah, Mama said you're on my brain too because I know what this time of year means to you, and it's a tough time for Mama Sin. So yeah, my
yeah,
thoughts go out to you.
of course.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Jason would have dug to see what you're doing for
Oh
fucking
man,
sure, man.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, he's been in my head a lot through this whole thing, and because like you said earlier, I mean, there are times where I think like the kind of imposter syndrome, or can I pull this off, or is this like a foolish pipe dream, you know? And but a big part of this was just doing it for me, just to actually get it done for me. If other people like it, fantastic, great, that's wonderful. But like just getting it done, not letting anything stop me. Uh, yeah, Goolsby and Jason were big inspirations in that aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. That's one of the reasons why I was digging working with Goolsby for so long. Because I did the guitars on Darken Your Doorstep, or a couple of the guitar tracks. Other
yeah,
people laid down guitar too, but
yeah,
working on that and then everything else after, man. Like that dude. Like I like working with people that he's all about getting it done, and if no one else is gonna help him, he's gonna do it himself.
yep. No matter what.
You know what I mean? And he's all about it. He's all about it, and I enjoy working with people like that. That they need when they want to get shit done, they get it done regardless of if it takes them forever and they have to do it by themselves, and that's what's gonna happen. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Goolsby.
super. He motivates me too, man. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah. he does what he says he's going to do. That's another thing I learned from him, and why I kept this whole band a secret is because like he does keep things close to the vest and has it be a surprise. Then it has so much more impact and it's so cool. And I really learned a lot from that. Another thing is like I just think people talk too much now. Like humans talk too much and do too little. So I'd
Right.
rather not talk about what I'm doing and then have it come out and then talk about it than to say, oh, I want to do this or that or this plan or that plan, and then it just doesn't happen. Kind of looks silly. It's like I
Yeah,
can't do
yeah.
that. But he was a big influence that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the worst to talk like to hype something up and then have it not happen. Like
Yeah, and especially now with social media, I feel like if you make a post saying like, like in the studio or like, something cool is coming or like next record on the way, it's easy because you're gonna get a lot of likes and people are gonna respond to it. But
right.
then maybe life will happen and fuck up your plans, and then it'll be like 3 years or whatever, and like you look kind of
Yo, where's that
foolish.
fucking record, dog?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with Dark Ride Loki is I'm not gonna be a band that has huge gaps between releases. I'm gonna really kick ass at this, and I've got a whole lot more to say and a whole lot more songs like ready. Yeah,
Have you gone to the studio already to work on something for the future?
maybe.
Do you
Let's
need
just
a
say
guitar player to lay down some killer tracks to make it sound good, or
I
do
would
you want to
love.
just or do you just want to keep sounding the way it does now and be happy with your current sound?
Well,
Well, it was a joke and a shot, but it's all
um,
right.
yeah. Let's just say I've got some tricks up my sleeve. I've got some secrets up my sleeve for
Right
sure.
on.
Yeah, a lot of them coming.
Well, let
Uh,
Uncle Loki know if you need, little help over there.
I would love for you and Randy Moore to work together because both of you guys kind of remind me of each other in terms of guitar playing and just how you're both like just
Right on.
super shredders, and I think you guys would get along really well too.
Let's talk some production, man, because I'm a bit of a nerd. What's what's going on with the guitar sound? What'd you do? What'd you use? How that uh how'd that come together?
Let me see. So I play a Les Paul and I used a Diesel amp, and that's what I recorded Dead Stars Drive-In with in Stellar Corpses.
Right on.
When we did the Dead Stars Drive-In Stellar Corpses record, I had many amps to choose from. At the time I was using a Mesa dual rectifier.
Yeah.
So I tried out a bunch of different amps. I'd never heard of a Diesel, but like in terms of raw power, like nothing matched it in the studio. So eventually I'd saved enough money to buy my own, and that's what we used. I used Marshall cabs. Um, oh gosh, he's gonna kill me for this, but I can't remember what guitar Randy used. Yeah, he's got a couple nice ones, but yeah, can't recall.
And he used the same amp for everything.
So for like the solos and like the lead guitar work, we did use a different amp. It might have been a Marshall. I can't remember. Yeah, this is all recorded a while ago. Like I said,
Right,
I've been
right,
sitting
right.
on this forever. Yeah, but
It's funny because when I record guitars, I like use so many different kinds of amps. Even Plastic Smile for Darrow, we used like um the 6505. I used a 5150. I used there were other times where I used a dual rack and a triple rack. Gotham Road, I used like 4 or 5 different fucking amps.
right.
Fucking, and the recordings now, I have a fractal now, so like I always make sure to diversify my guitar tones to not use one amp and just kind of mix and match them to make one good tone, man. Fucking, I don't know. That's just the way I've always done it.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah,
I love a good strong tone. It's so important, especially for bass too. I use my same bass from Ambivalence too, and I've used it on some of the Goolsby tours too. It has Lily Munster like Mod Podge on the back. Had it
right.
forever. But yeah, that was another fun part. So I had all the songs written. I laid down the guitar track, and then I wrote all the bass lines and just tried to make them as funky as possible. There's a song on the record called "My Best Friend's Exorcism," and the chorus has a bass a run that I'm very proud of. So I can't wait for everybody to hear coming up soon,
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah, and it's
Yeah,
coming up soon, right? When
yeah.
when is the official release?
So it's Friday the 13th, but it's gonna go live on Bandcamp. I mean, technically midnight on the East Coast Thursday, so tomorrow night.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I guess that would be what 9 o'clock tomorrow Western time. But it's cool because like the response to Anti-Hero has been really positive and really great. But it's just like wait till you hear the other songs. I'm very. I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah, don't become too impatient, right? Like sometimes we get sick of our own work because it's kind of like you said, you've been sitting on it for a while, right?
I'm so
to
sick of
you,
all
it's
of them,
fucking old,
dude.
but to everyone, it's fucking freshy new. So.
Yeah. When I was in Stellar Corpses, like I was so sick of Vampire Kiss, like so sick of playing it. Towards the end of my time in that band, me and Dan, Randy, and Kyle, we all would vote to leave that off the set for two reasons. For one, it was fucking burnt. It was toast. Like everybody was sick of it. And two, like if we take it out for a while and then bring it back in a year or two, then it's new again, and if people will respond to it better. Like, oh my god, like so I'm still sick of it. I'm proud of the song, you know, but
Right.
like, jeepers, like I know it's not all about me. Like you want to put what the fans want to hear, but yeah,
yeah, you gotta like. There's fine line of like, you're playing this stuff every night, but the people you're playing in front of have only heard it once this year, right? So
yeah,
like,
yeah, and it's
you
possible.
have to like take sometimes like the selfishness out of it. Like,
Yeah,
not about me right now. It's about the people who came here to fucking see me. They like the song. It's popular. Gotta fucking play it.
right, got it,
You know.
got it. I think it's important just in general for a lot of if you're in a band, no matter if it's a big band or small band or what scale, it's important to remember, hey, it's not all about me. It's also
Yeah.
about your band members. It's about your fans and supporters. It's not just the you show. I think it's so important to grasp.
Yeah.
Sometimes easier said than done, but yeah,
Yeah, depending on the day, right?
yeah, that's right.
Sometimes you want it to be about you, but it never is. It's never just about you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, I was thinking like there's kind of like an I Spy behind me. Like you can see I've got the A Walk Among Us that's signed by Doyle and Glenn. Well, I
Right.
actually wrote a pentagram on it. And then I've got a Blitz Kid,
Yep.
yeah, original Stellar art here, and then below it is all my enamel pin collection.
And then a beautiful Elvira over there.
Yeah. It's cool. You can't see it, but on the bottom it says the official beer of Halloween. It's like two of my favorite things, Elvira and beer. Yeah.
What are you drinking over there? Actually,
A
are you like
little bit of the bubbly.
sophisticated wine drinker?
This is a wine called Menage a Trois.
Oh,
Yeah.
a
If you
little
like,
bit of the bubbly.
yeah, right. If you like wine, but like you don't want to spend a ton of money, it's like $8 and like super good, really good red wine.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to your Dark Ride project.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
drinking some Saplochka. I don't know.
Yeah, what is that? I mean,
it's Polish, blah blah blah.
well, right, but like, what is it? Like a bourbon or a whiskey or what is that?
I don't know what the fuck it is, to be honest with you, but it tastes good.
Right on. Um,
I was supposed to not drink in November, but I fucked that up on
it's
Friday.
a pandemic.
Listen, pandemic, no pandemic. I went to on Friday. I've had a long week last week, right? So I went to the bar on Friday night, and I just don't know how. Like once I've had two good ones, two nice drinks, it's hard for me not to have that third.
Yeah, me too.
You know, especially if I have other people there and I start talking to people and like it starts becoming like this social, you know, get together. Forget it.
Yeah.
It's on. And then going to the bar turned into going to someone's house until like 4 a.m. You know.
Yep. I know that one well.
So
yep.
That's what Friday turned into.
Yeah.
Loki will do what Loki does. Someone said.
Yeah. Tell me some of the comments that people are saying. I can't see any of them.
Just people being overall excited to fucking hear the Dark Ride stuff, man. Can't wait for the official release. Someone's got a hazy IPA. Someone's drinking along with us. Randy is saying blah blah blah. My friend Dicko North saying he drank a bottle of wine last night.
Nice. He's the one who shared the dark ride thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for doing that.
So yeah, my friend Dicko here. I had a gimmick on Blackout Fridays that anytime someone tipped $5 or more, we would have to do shots.
Oh, that's right.
On the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was being abused, and he
That'd
was
be
buying
so
he was
brutal.
buying like 5 shots at a time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
guys, you want us to survive so we can keep making music. That amount of booze is.
There was actually a stretch of like 5 guests in a row that got completely annihilated. TB was one of them, man. But we had a show where we wanted to play a lot more guitar than we did, but like honestly, both he and I were like we could not play guitar. We're like, hey, what's your favorite Blitzkid riff? And I was just like, I know them, but I just can't come out right now, man.
Right.
I'm stuck.
I love Tracy. Talk about a sweetheart and like such a good musician too, such a badass. And he loves pro wrestling too. It's like my guiltiest pleasure. So we always talk pro wrestling. When I see him.
Your guiltiest pleasure? Okay.
One of them.
So obviously you're a fan of Jericho because you just gave me a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah.
Are you following AEW?
You know, I see their highlights here and there, but I haven't been watching a lot. I saw the death match between
you
Moxley
gotta help them on their ratings war, bro.
I know I don't have cable. I use YouTube, and that's it. But like I don't really watch WWE much anymore. It's been like I feel like it's so like I don't know. It's like sanitized. It's so bland, and like I think some of the wrestlers are super talented. And I love the women's division, like Sasha Banks is so killer.
That was so California, so killer.
Yeah. It's so funny, man. Because when I talk to like my friends on the East Coast, they all say I have this like California accent, and like I don't notice it at all.
That really did it. Like so killer.
All right.
Sasha Banks, so killer.
So killer, yeah. For sure. But my favorite wrestler was Rob Van Dam, and he's not in WWE anymore. So like.
Yeah, he's not in anything right now, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he just finished his run with Impact, but he's super cool. Have you ever met him by chance?
I have not.
Dude's so nice, and like in person, jacked. Like you would like his shoulders and arms are just gigantic. He's like the nicest dude. Pretty much every wrestler I've met has been really nice too. Yeah, Loki, do you have any guilty pleasures?
I mean, wrestling used to be one of them.
Yeah.
Fucking love wrestling. I don't know, man. My guilty pleasures have been less and less. I've been a nerd on Pro Tools. Any free time that I have, I spend in front of a computer, like either editing drums or learning how to mix and testing out plugins and shit like that. Like this whole year, like the whole pandemic year, has been all about sitting in front of Pro Tools and practicing. You know, like I've recorded so many things that people will never ever hear or listen to, like covers and shit like that, just so I can practice mixing and practice editing drums and cool. Like programming the drums and shit like that. So yeah, this year has been spent doing all that shit and learning how to do this, man. Like this, I don't do this like on like some website service like your StreamYard or whatever, where you can just log in and have a show. Like, I've actually have OBS broadcasting. I had to learn how to use the program, and Rick had to make my own graphics, and I have like special effects. That's what the green screen's about. Like,
right.
So like, I learned how to do all this stuff too, man. So yeah, this year, my guilty pleasure has been just being a nerd.
I think it's paid off. I think it's great. I think it's great. A lot of people enjoy it, and it's cool. It's cool getting insight to all these badasses. I've thrown that term around a lot, but all these people are badasses, like Nathan Wells and Shadow Windhawk. And let's talk about Shadow Windhawk. Let's talk about Noah.
Yeah, man, he was on the show recently too. I basically have had the who's who of I'm the Joe Rogan of horror punk.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it's like, and I love it. I love Joe Rogan. But it was funny because when Noah was on your show, like he was about to fly from New York to Salt Lake City to film the anti-hero
Right.
music video.
Before we went on the air, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this thing I can't talk about."
Yeah,
I'm like, it's all right. I got it.
yeah,
I got it. I know what you're doing.
the big secret.
No words need to be said here.
Yeah, but he's one of those guys who
And then he
hustles.
coincidentally, took himself off of social media. I'm like,
Yeah,
come on, bro. Yeah, we all
yeah,
know what's happening.
yeah. You want impact, you want to crush.
Right.
My one of my producers, Randy, he says it's the sledgehammer effect, like sledgehammer to the face. You want to have as much impact as possible.
Yep.
But yeah, Noah's like one of those dudes who hustles super hard, kicks ass. He puts everything into his product. Like, have you ever seen his vinyl releases? They're all
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful. And like he got the artist from Goosebumps to do his cover. It's like creative, out of the box thinking, and just making it happen no matter what, even if it's not cheap. Like I so admire that. And plus, he's hilarious and a good friend. Yeah.
Yeah. Super hilarious. Like, he doesn't look like he should be a baseball fan, but he just loves the Mets, and I don't get it.
Oh, that's yeah. I don't really like sports besides pro wrestling, to be honest with
Well,
you.
they're like, I don't know. If the Mets were a wrestler, they would be like Santino Morella.
Oh.
Just like a lovable loser.
Yeah, yeah. Santino's a awesome jobber for sure.
Yeah,
And I
the
mean,
Mets are jobbers for sure.
no
In every
disrespect
sense
to
of the term.
Santino if he's watching, which I doubt he is. But like he makes people happy. It's fun.
Yeah.
So okay, gotcha.
Well, the Mets don't make too many people happy. It's kind of like misery, but they are lovable losers. And people just keep coming back to watch how are they going to fail this year? How are they not going to win this year?
Well, could
Can't
you
wait to see
imagine
it.
if they turned it around and pulled it off like Rocky? People love an underdog story.
That's what people like Shadow fucking keep tuning in for. Can you imagine when they turn it around and it just never happens,
I'll say this, Loki. Like as I've grown older, like there's been so many things that have happened that I never thought would happen. Like I never thought Glenn and Jerry would do a reunion. Never, ever, ever.
Ever. So that was on your never list. Like,
Yeah,
you never thought it was an inkling of a possibility.
I knew they tried to do it like in like around 2005. I knew they were working on it or whatever. But I thought there was just I just thought it was irreparable damage between the two of them. And as a fan, I thought even if it was announced that it would like be canceled at the last minute because they would have some argument over something. I was actually at the Denver show with the very first Misfits, like real Misfits thing. But yeah, man. I mean, all this
Oh, you
stuff.
sounded like a misfit snob there. I was at the very first one in Denver.
Oh, come on. Yeah, yeah. But like, I mean, the older I get, the more I realize like never say never. Like
Never say never.
things can turn around. Like who the fuck would think there was a Karate Kid spinoff that would actually be good? It's
Right, but
crazy.
no one was like, I don't know. To me, that was like not on a list of it'll never happen because it just didn't even seem like it was never teased, right? Like
The Misfits thing.
No, the Karate Kid thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Cobra
Yeah,
Kai.
yeah,
Like CM Punk back to WWE.
yeah. He's not really
that's
back.
That's pretty close to never happening.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever come back to actual wrestling in WWE.
Right.
But I feel like I'm slightly wise enough to say never say never. Like maybe when Triple H takes over and Vince isn't doing it anymore,
Right.
maybe then Punk would reconsider. But yeah, yeah. So
I guess people who are tuning in late are asking me who's in Dark Ride.
okay.
So go ahead with the spiel again.
So Dark Ride, I'm gonna take a similar approach to that Argyle Goolsby takes to it. Is all of my talented musician friends I'm gonna consider my bandmates, and when a tour comes or when a gig comes, whether it's local or far away, it'll depend on who of my friends is available and who actually wants to be there and who's reliable. And luckily, I'm blessed with a ton of rad, musically talented friends. So yeah, it's kind of always going to be different. Yeah. However, my friend Rob Hioto, who's been helping me with all of this and who's in the anti-hero video playing guitar next to Noah, I want him definitely heavily involved. He's one of those guys he's like a super sick musician, super reliable and super rad, but he hasn't gotten to tour yet. So I
Right.
definitely want him involved, and he's got like we talked about earlier, passion, and that's what
Yeah,
I want.
yeah, yeah.
He's got a lot of passion.
So
Yeah.
you have ambitions to tour and do stuff like that?
I'm gonna play as soon as COVID is fucking dead. I'm gonna play everywhere. Absolutely. I still have when I was in Stellar Corpses, the touring van was always in my name. It's mine. So I still have it. It's in great shape. Yeah, I'm gonna tour everywhere.
People are asking, what did you like? Emilio, what show did you like more, Denver or LA in 2017? Were you in both?
In 2017, was that with like the Misfits reunion?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, gosh, it's tough because the Denver show was outside and the sound was worse. In LA, they played like more songs. Like they played Some Kind of Hate. And they played another track they didn't do in Denver. But in Denver, nothing matched the anticipation because Bad Religion had finished right before the Misfits went on, and then the other stage was Go Go Bordello, and everybody was waiting at the Misfits stage. And once
Right.
like it started to happen, and like their intro song played with the spooky sounds, the curtains opened. It reminded me of like when the kids finally get to go into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in the Gene Wilder
Right.
Willy Wonka. And the the curtains open, you finally see these legends come out. And it was just like nothing beats that Denver show. It was special.
Our friend Tony here is he's saying he went to the Denver show and he didn't believe it was going to happen until the
Same.
moment he saw it happening.
Exactly. Exactly. I
Yeah,
feel the same way, Tony.
like he was there in the audience, like, nah, this is still it's like it's gonna be like a fake.
I
No,
felt
it
the exact
didn't
same.
happen. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That anticipation is fucking yeah.
It was I mean, right before they came on, I felt like I had flashbacks from when I first heard the Misfits, like the story I told earlier, to that exact moment in time, and it was a page out of history, like punk rock history. It was special to be there. Um, and I thought Dave Lombardo did such a good job on drums. Um, and I'm a huge Glenn Danzig fan. I don't care what anyone says about him. I have such respect for that dude. Um, yeah, so it was magic, pure magic. It was worth flying to Denver for.
Right.
I was with some really good friends, Steve and Kim, if they're listening. Like, love you guys, and it was just a blast, man.
That's the other thing about it, right? Like the community is so large that we know a lot of people in it. So I probably you go to a show like that and you know a lot of the people in the fucking audience.
That's where I met Willie from Zombie Cock. We were both wearing the same Argyle Goolsby shirt, and we ran
You
into
met
each
him
other.
at that show?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like we'd been friends on Facebook or whatever, but I'd never met him, and we didn't know each other very well, and like, but we knew we'd both be in Denver at the same time.
Right on.
So we both were wearing the Goolsby hand shirt, which is a Santa Cruz logo, ironically.
Did you guys
Um,
discuss it beforehand? Like, yo, man, I'll be the guy in the Goolsby shirt.
oh, I think we did. I think we did joke about it, but we didn't
Right.
plan it. You know what I mean? Alan Snodgrass was at that show too. Uh, yeah, but that was just really,
I
really,
didn't
really
get to
neat.
catch one of those shows. I was always on doing a tour every time that those shows were going on.
Yeah,
So I missed every single one of those.
even the Madison Square Garden one.
All of them.
Yeah, I think you'll get the chance. I think they'll continue to play, but
Oh yeah, they're gonna do some more.
I can't imagine them stopping once COVID is dead. Yeah, I
Right.
can't imagine. Have you ever met Glenn?
Yes, actually.
Tell me about it.
In Denver. It was me, Howie, and Chris Nimvind.
Oh, cool.
And we had a day off and it was a Danzig show. And I hit up Steve Zing, hey man, fucking we're actually here on a day off. Is it any way possible, like just to get to the show? Like I don't need backstage anything. I just want to catch the show and then fucking leave. And Steve being the another all around good fucking guy.
He really is. Yeah, I'm a big
You know,
Steve
like
Zing fan.
for that guy, it gives no excuses for anyone else in our scene to be a dick. Like
Nope.
that guy's done some. He's somebody, you know. Like he's done a lot of cool shit, and for that guy to be as humble and nice and giving with his time the way he is, like everyone should be like that. But
100%.
fucking yeah, he gave us passes to hang out, and fuck after the show, he fucking brung us to the back, to their dressing room, and we fucking had some beers there, and yeah, Danzig was there, and the introduction. I didn't say where I was, like who I was playing with. I just kept it, I'm
Yeah.
low-key.
Yeah. But he was cool to you?
Yeah, super nice. It was they had he had other people there that he was entertaining, so I didn't try to take up. We didn't take up really much of his time, and we just kind of hung out with Steve, and that was that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've gotten to meet Glenn twice. The first time was it was after a show in San Francisco at the Regency Ballroom. He was having fans like one at a time come on his bus to meet him and sign stuff. So I'd had a set list from a previous show and a couple of his records, and the dude was just cool as shit and like so nice to me. And I just told him like, your music's completely changed my life, and thank you. And Deathbed Sabbath had just came out, and we shook hands, and he was super super nice. And the second time was I went to see the premiere of Erotica the night before the Misfits played in Oakland, and after the movie played, he signed a bunch of autographs and stuff. And he signed I had a vintage November Coming Fire tour poster, like the real deal. So he signed that for me, and he signed a 7-inch I had of from Deathbed Sabbath. It was just cool as shit. Like Glenn's been nothing but nice to me, and I'm so grateful. Like he's given all of this to me. Like he created this genre that's been my bread and butter, and I wish I could thank him for real.
Fuck yeah, man. Who else? What's the last show you saw? So if COVID never goes away, what's the last show you're gonna go to the grave? This is my last show.
I hate to say it, but I can't even remember. Off the top
Who?
of my head, I can't even remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, off the top of my head, yeah, I didn't think you were gonna ask that. I don't know. It's been a while, you know.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember because I hadn't been going to a lot of concerts. Because we had been on tour before that for like, we were like gone a lot of the year, every year for like the last 5 years.
Yeah, awesome. That was because of you.
I was part of it, yeah.
No, sure. It was you making that happen, 100%.
But I can't remember the last concert I saw. I don't know. COC might have been. It was Black Label Society and Corrosion and Conformity. Might have been it, but cool. I can't remember for sure.
Mine might have been. My memory is usually razor sharp. Mine might have been John 5, like his solo band. Have you seen John play before?
You know what? I really have always wanted to, and I have not seen him.
Incredible. So I actually saw John
because I wanted to see his solo tours. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I just want to see him fucking go up there and shred.
Yeah, he's a really nice dude too, like super humble. But like, so it's funny because I saw John 5 and Doyle play at the DNA Lounge where you snuck us in all those years ago. So it was kind of funny seeing him there. But I want to say the last concert I saw was John 5 playing at a horror convention in Indianapolis. I think, maybe. But he just tore the house down. His tone, John 5's tone live is so fucking monstrous and like it's almost rude. The best way I could put it in a good way. It's like obliterating. Fucking badass. Like cuts through and it's just like it's like a bomb. I love it.
This dude is saying this dude Dylan is saying he did shots of Patron with you at Calabasas.
Sounds about right. Dylan, if you bought those shots, thank you, brother. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm always big. Oh, sorry.
Tony's saying his last show was Wednesday 13 and 69 Eyes.
Oh, cool. Love
also saying that the Johnny 5 solo shows are always insanely good.
Johnny 5, the robot from Short Circuit.
John 5. Yeah, everyone's saying John 5's badass.
He's badass and super nice too, like super humble and just total rock star in a good way.
So, I'd be remiss to not ask you.
Sure.
What happened with Stellar Corpses?
So the four of us, Dan Lamoth, Kyle Moore, and Randy Moore. Um, Kyle and Randy Moore are not related. It's just a common last name.
Right.
Um, what I'll say about it is we had a couple like core disagreements with the singer Dusty that could not be resolved, and against our will, Stellar Corpses was going to be turned into something that none of us could get behind, could believe in, and like be a part of either ethically or creatively. So yeah, we all chose to leave. I never ever thought I would leave Stellar Corpses, and it was brutal. Um, it was a 14-year relationship. The same thing as breaking up with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But what Stellar Corpses was gonna become was just something I couldn't get behind in any way. So we all left, and I'm not gonna really elaborate on it, the details and stuff. It's like it's a personal issue between the five of us. Period.
Right.
We're old friends, old friends, even before I was in the band. And I mean, guys, the four of us quit because of one person. It's like, do the math.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it gonna become what it became, or did it just never turn out to be? Did it turn out the way you thought it was gonna turn out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. What was special about
I'm trying to
Stellar
delicately fucking phrase this because
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
if it was me, whatever.
I'm super not big on dirty laundry and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'll say
But
this.
it's part of your life, bro. Like 14, like you said, it's 14 years. It's part of your life. You didn't want to leave.
No, I
Okay.
probably would have never left.
Right. Who founded the band?
The singer Dusty and the bass player Dan Lamoth. They started together.
Okay.
They were both local Santa Cruz musicians, and they wanted to make a psychobilly band, straight
Right on.
up. And it kind of over time it morphed into more like a horror punk band with an upright bass. Um, and Dan is an incredibly talented bass player on the upright or the electric. He's like so funky and so cool. He's just got like the it factor, like the look, it's just badass.
Yeah. Dan's awesome.
Yeah, like him a lot. You stayed at his house, right?
I did.
Yeah.
We went to the beach together. We were like day drinking at the beach.
That's right. Those fond memories. So yeah, Dan and Dusty started together. I joined maybe a year after. But I still consider myself an original member because it was so long, and we all worked together so much. But my point is, what made Stellar Corpses stellar was all of us together, the five of us as brothers, kicking ass together. It's not like Tiger Army or Danzig where people just go to see the singer. It's never ever been like that with us. People came to see all of us together writing these songs that we all wrote together. All of those songs were fleshed out by all of us. We all pitched in together to kick ass and make the best product possible. And I think most people recognize that. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Otherwise, the girlfriend will write me a nasty email.
Yeah. It's yeah.
I didn't see, you know what I'm referring to, and I didn't see any of that mess happen, but I do know there was a bit of back and forth between your ex singer and my ex singer.
Yeah. Oh, right.
That became very fucking ugly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why that happened or what the point of that was, but it certainly was something.
I just looked at it. It was funny too, because like, yeah. They were both. Well, check it out. They're both arguing over a song that I wrote. Like I wrote the music and the lyrics, and I'm like, what are you guys talking? You guys both had nothing to do with the song.
You guys had nothing to do with it.
So I just laughed at it. I chuckled and then moved on, dude. Like,
right.
Sometimes in life, like you just gotta laugh at it and move forward, guys.
I didn't understand what all the fuss was about,
but
I just knew I knew it happened. I'm like, that's weird. Who cares? Yeah.
Who cares? I'm too busy doing cool shit and like doing my own band to give a fuck.
Yeah, man. Exactly right.
You gotta move forward. You gotta keep kicking ass and working on your dreams and goals, and move forward.
Yeah, man.
But it was
That's the advice I would give to fucking anybody, dude. Like, yeah, like I like talking about the past. It's fun, and like I have a lot of memories with a lot of you guys. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I've been touring for. It just means I'm old. I've been touring for a long time.
You're not
I've made a
old. You
lot
still
of
got it.
friendships. Um, I've been lucky enough to meet just about everyone that definitely that's watching now and fucking on all my social across all my social medias. I've been lucky enough to meet just about everyone, man. Fucking
Yeah.
so I got a lot of good stories, a lot of great memories, and it's cool to talk about. But yeah, in my professional mindset, I've moving forward is a big fucking you can't dwell on it. Like you gotta get past.
No.
You gotta get past.
I love memory lane and like taking strolls through it. And luckily, I'm
Mm-hmm.
blessed with an amazing memory. I remember everything, but
Yep.
I also remember the bad stuff too. So it's like, yeah, you just gotta move forward. And especially in these times, like during COVID, it's really tough. Um, I think now, especially musicians and bands, need to put music out and need to kick ass because people need it. People need music and need things to look forward to. So why not kick ass now?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's the only thing you can do is to fucking find ways that man, as soon as things do open back up, that I have set myself up to be as successful as fucking
Oh,
possible.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
can't wait, can't wait. Um, yeah, I'm super looking forward to the future. Whenever touring is allowed again, like possible and safe. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking tear it up. Yeah, I'm gonna
Nice.
come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, me too, dude. I've already have laid down the groundwork for some tours, but we'll see what happens.
So a few tricks up your sleeve as well, a few
I have a
secrets.
few tricks up my sleeve. Several
um,
tricks.
Loki, I hope you don't mind me mentioning this, but how many people know about that song, the instrumental you wrote, "Worst Day Ever"?
I don't think many.
Yeah.
I
So for
don't
those
think
of
many
you
people.
listening, Loki, I mean, years and years, maybe over 10 years ago, had this
Yeah.
instrumental that he'd written called "Worst Day Ever," and I still remember. I don't have it anymore on my computer, but I remember the riffs. It's that good, and I just thought it was the fucking most badass song ever. Um, I would love to collaborate with you on it.
On a worst day ever
Yeah,
I guess I would have to find the demo and see how to make the riff.
just think about it.
Yeah.
It would have to be in like the key I could sing in, but
Right, right, right.
I really like that.
Problem with a lot of those old riffs is that they're dated, right? Like sometimes you could tell when a riff was written. This is mid 2000s.
For sure.
That riff is mid 2000s as fuck. So maybe if I could rework it somehow to fucking make it relevant to now. And then yeah, I would definitely fucking throw it at you since you've been a fan of that song forever. So
Yeah, I want to say since 2005 or
yeah.
2006. And
And I
I
didn't
mean,
show that to many people. Maybe this dude Jeff that watches often. Joey Gore is one of them. You're
Joey
one of
Gore.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I had, just like you, I've got a select group of people that I send that shit to, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I want to hear the feedback, man. Does it suck? Do you like it? Do you hate it?
The
Do you
inner
think it's
circle, brother.
yeah?
The inner circle.
That's how I always fucking test the waters, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess worst day ever would be an appropriate thing to work on these years. This
It
is
would be
at this
so good.
time.
It'd be so good. Loki, can I put you on a brief hold? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go.
sorry about that, guys. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. While he's away, Richard Dicko North has donated $10 to the show for Joe. His message was, "Cheers, boys. Tell JV to get on this shot since he has a stockpile of booze from being canceled." So, in honor of Richard Dicko North and Joe's cancellation, cheers. Poplichka. So yeah, grab your rumplements, your stockpile, Joe. We owe Richard Dicko North 2 shots. Yeah, Jeff has it. What's up, Jeff? Dark Ride is the best new thing since Return of the Jedi. Man, there's been a lot of things released since Return of the Jedi, Mark. I'm bringing a stepladder next time I meet Emilio. Yeah, he's a tall fella. Was the bottle invisible? No, the bottle's... Oh, yeah, look at that. Creepy. Oh, well. Joe has been canceled from my show. Every Monday we used to do a show with Joe. Monday Night Brash. But Joe was canceled, so...
Sorry about that.
It's better than those stupid Ewoks. Yeah, yeah. Mark Earhart said... Hold on, I want to say it exactly. Because it's... Dark Ride is the best new thing since Return of the Jedi.
Thank you, Mark. That's kind of an inside joke between the two of us.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
I was about to say this, man. A whole lot of new things come out since Return of the Jedi, bro.
That's like his favorite movie, though.
Is it?
And he compares everything to Return of the Jedi or Iron Maiden. Like, oh, best concert since Iron Maiden. Hell yeah, badass. And I'm like, yeah, Iron Maiden's pretty fucking hard to beat. Like my favorite metal band.
Someone said that next time they meet you, they're gonna bring a stepladder so they can say hi with a stepladder.
Yeah, I'm pretty tall.
You're really tall.
Yeah. Who said that?
Jesse Woodward.
Oh, I love Jesse. Hey, Jesse, thank you so much for all your promotion. And I so appreciate you spreading the word about the music video. Like this guy, Jesse, Loki, he's been spreading my videos so much. I super appreciate it. I'm still some kid from Aptos who just like, Aptos is a very sleepy little beach town in California. I'm just still that kid who's just amazed that anybody likes what I do. So I'm so grateful, Jesse. Thank you, brother.
I feel you, bro. I'm just a little Puerto Rican boy that I'm always shocked that people like anything I do. So
yeah, maybe that's why we're such good friends. People
are saying they're all about collaborating on Worst Day Ever.
Oh my god, Loki! If like I am sorry to put you on the spot, but if you really want to do that, I would give it 110, and I'll really
do it. Yeah, I'm gonna find the song and remember it and see how it moves and shit like that.
Yeah.
People are asking me what Joe's canceled from. I canceled Joe's night. So I used to do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and every Monday was me and Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But since I started working, 3 days is tough.
Of course.
And Monday night for sure is fucking just not good. So I canceled Joe's night. So Joe's going around saying that he's canceled.
I would love to do one of these with you and Joe. Like that would be really fun. In the future.
I think one of the next things, because I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna do the podcast for, or at least it might take a hiatus for like once the holidays start. I'll just put it on the back burner until the new year.
Sure.
So I can work on material again, because now that I'm working, this takes away time from me fucking playing guitar and
Right.
Sometimes it's a chore of all right, I gotta do a podcast tonight, but not for you because I've been looking forward to this one for a minute.
Me too. I was kind of nervous because I've never done a live stream chat, and
we're just two buds talking. This is not like
we're old buds now. I mean, old friends.
Let's see, Loki. If asked, would I do a tour with Dark Ride? Yeah. I'd have to think about it.
Please, dude, that would be so sick.
I would absolutely tour with Dark Ride.
Really? Okay, you guys heard it. You guys are all witnesses to that. That's in stone. I would love to have you and Randy Moore on guitar and Rob Piotto on bass.
I guess I got to meet this Randy dude.
Yeah. I hope he's listening. He's like my
Randy,
little brother.
Listening? Right.
Randy Moore. Oh, so Randy Moore, like I said, used to play on Stiller Corpus with me. He has his own band now. It's kind of like a pop punk band called Get Married. But on Halloween, they released a 5-song EP that's all Misfits covers. But it's actually a really, really well done Misfits covers that were unique and they changed the dynamics and it's just like fucking awesome. It's on Spotify, on Apple Music, and all that stuff. But Get Married, 5 Hits from Hell. Check it out.
Let's see. Joe's telling me to check my PMs. Hold on, Joe.
Joe slid into your DMs.
Yeah. Dude, you got to see the picture I have with him. It's hysterical. Then you'll know why I need a step ladder. Beth, my wife, is short. She needs to stand on a chair. There's a lot of tall jokes here.
Yeah. I love it. That's great. This is super fun.
Joe's saying he'd be insulted if he had any of his creative output be compared to Star Wars.
Why? Star Wars has made like
you're just being a hater.
Well, Star Wars has made $1 kajillion. I mean, everybody loves it. I mean, Baby
Right.
Yoda. Come on, like, there's nothing.
Well,
to be
I guess it is an insult to have your work to be compared to Star Wars, just not an insult to you.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's an insult to Star Wars, bro. Fill in Emilio on his duty to take shots. So he doesn't have to take shots. In fact, he only has wine. So
yeah,
Richard Dicko North bought
the bubbly.
2 swigs of the bubbly. So cheers, Dicko.
Cheers, L'chaim, to the old country, to the revolution. Hey Loki, what's some other like good stories we could tell about our past? I've known you for so long, dude. I remember. Here's kind of a funny story. Loki and I would talk on AIM all the time, Instant Messenger. And I remember once he was first rehearsing with Gotham Road, he would send me MP3s of the live rehearsal of them doing like American Psycho, Hate the Living, Love the Dead, stuff like that. Loki, Paul, and Joe. But my dial-up was so fucking slow on AOL. I would leave my computer on all night and go to bed because I had school tomorrow, like the next day of high school. And by the time I woke up, the downloads would all be done. But they would move at like a fraction of a second. It's not like now, But even these super shitty ghetto recordings, like this is so cool, like American Psycho and this and that.
Dude, yeah. I remember fucking sending that shit too because we had dial-up. Oh my god, tedious.
Yeah.
I don't know how we had the patience for that.
Well, I mean, we didn't know any better, but yeah. That's another thing, man. I'm so grateful that like you and we're not the same age, but we both grew up without cell phones, without the internet and social media. Like I didn't have a cell phone until I was 18, basically, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, I was well into my 20s before I got a cell phone.
Right.
And even then, like cell phones were these little bricks. You know?
Yeah.
Played Snake on that Nokia brick thing.
Yeah.
Just playing Snake all night. That was like the thing to do on tour. I would get mad if like we went over a bump real fucking hard. I would fuck up my Snake game.
Right.
But like, I always tell people like we didn't have GPS, like touring pre GPS, either MapQuest or like we had the fucking Atlas out, like we had the real fucking Atlas. We fucking rip it open, like where are we? All right, let's take the 40 all the way to fucking Oklahoma. Then we fucking make a right onto the 71 or whatever the fucking.
Right.
Yeah, that's how we found places.
It's tough. I think the GPS and like the iPod, like that technology of having like all of your music library in your hand, like those things are so cool. I'm so grateful for those. Social media is kind of a tough thing for me because I do notice when I'm off of it, I'm like 10% happier and way more productive.
I would put the percentage up more for me.
Yeah. But I have to have it to promote the band. And
I did not delete my social media. Like technically it's still up on the internet, but I do not. It's actually not on my phone. And I do not go on it to read other people's stories or problems or whatever the fucking their opinions are.
Yeah.
I go on there to post whatever I got to post that day. And unfortunately, I will see the first thing that pops up because it is impossible not to see like that first thing.
Of course.
And usually that first thing pisses me off so much right off the bat that I won't look at anything else. I'll post my shit and get the fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, interesting times, and I mean, I'd taken basically a year off once I got back from the Goolsby tour of everything band related. I was still recording and doing the studio stuff with my guys, but in that time, I didn't realize that like streaming had become so popular, like Spotify, Apple Music. I was still thinking like, oh, people are gonna download this on iTunes, and my producer Randy is just like, nah, dog, nah, dog, it's got to be this way. And like, luckily, like he's a little younger and it's
Right.
got his finger on the pulse more, and he's just like he does a bunch of different stuff for different bands and
He talks
incredibly,
some sense into you.
yeah, for sure, and I'm just eternally grateful. He's like my little brother. So yeah, yeah. What are
Sorry,
people saying?
no, Joe sent me a video that I'm trying to see if it's okay if I play it. Hold on. I think. Here we go. I think this is for Dicko North.
Cheers, bud.
This would be so good.
There he is.
So good. Loki, can I put you on a brief hold? I'll be
All right. So I just showed a video of Joe doing a shot for Dicko North.
Oh, cool. Right on. Rumplements?
Yeah.
Yep. It was really cool showing up to Jersey and doing the rehearsal for the Mr. Monster, like for the tribute for Jason. Because it was like myself, Joe, Paul, and Goolsby playing bass, right? Uh, but I just remember, like, yeah, I remember Joe had a lot of the Rumplements there.
Yeah.
Yeah, tasted like Christmas.
I've had like, my reputation has kind of preceded me on a lot of. I guess I've had a reputation to party with people while I'm on tour. Especially when I was younger. So now, or in the recent past, whenever I would show up, like, to the new city, it'd be a bunch of people that I haven't seen in a year that fucking can't wait for Loki to show up so they can fucking party and hang.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And
Mhm.
so that happens, and then the next night, guess what happens? I'm in a new city that
Oh, it's
people
brutal.
haven't seen me in a year. And like they just can't wait to fucking hang out with Loki and party with Loki. But like, dude, like after a while, I'm just like, I can't. I should have never have let this reputation gain steam like this.
Gained a lot of steam.
It's gained a lot of steam, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's tough too because, like, you know, say you drive 6 to 10 hours in one day, you get to the venue, you do want to relax and
Yeah.
take a shot, or especially after you kick ass after a show. There's nothing better than an ice cold beer or a shot or whatever, you know.
And for me, I've like learned. I don't know. I'm not anxious because I have to play. I'm more anxious to play,
Me too.
right? And
Yeah,
like I have this, I've developed this formula of just buzzed enough to play.
sure.
Like I can't be, I can't. I don't like going on stage hammered, but like there needs to be some level of whiskey inside of my body before I can comfortably go out there and just start kicking ass right away.
Yeah, right, right. You know what I like to do is once like the show's going well, I always tell a friend of mine like, hey, like after like maybe the third or fourth or fifth song, like, can you bring me 2 shots of tequila? And I'll pay
Right on.
for it. But that way, once the show is rolling, then I could unwind a little, like celebrate while on stage.
Right.
Um, yeah, like we did on the
I
last
was I
schools.
was kind of a big deal, Emilio, so I would always have like a bottle on the side of the stage.
You are a big deal,
You know what
of
I mean?
course. Yeah. What would be in the bottle?
Some sort of whiskey. Uh, usually the riders would be Jack.
You'd have a whole bottle with you on stage?
Yeah, it would
Interesting.
be next to the amp, and like, well, whatever was left of the bottle by that time, and then, um, if we were in Europe, it would be like we would have different local whiskeys, especially if we were like in the UK and Scotland and shit like that. I'd have like a local Scotch or something.
Let's talk about touring Europe, because I think there's a huge difference in touring Europe and touring America. I love them both, obviously, but like,
Right.
let's talk about that.
It is, as an artist, night and day in every aspect, in every term.
Exactly.
Because most importantly, the venues and the talent buyers care about you. Okay, and the venues are built to house the bands there, to accommodate the bands, have showers, to even the smaller to mid-tier clubs, they have all those accommodations for you. Where here, you're lucky if you have a green room and they just throw you in the closet maybe, and maybe here's a pizza,
or like
and
two
and go
free
fuck yourself. You know what I
Coors
mean?
Lights.
Like,
Yeah.
they're
Well,
like, the appreciation for the art is held by everyone. The venue and the talent buyer and the fucking fans, man. They're just,
100%.
I hate to shit on U.S. fans because I know, because a lot of them that are on here now, they're all from the U.S. But you guys are few and far between. Like, imagine everyone being like you guys. You guys are the hardcore here, like, but everyone over there is hardcore.
Yeah, and in Europe they have no problem traveling 3 or 4 hours to come to the venue.
Yep.
Where here it's like, oh, like I have to drive like 40 minutes. Oh fuck, you
Yeah.
know. I
Like, you're
remember.
not playing in exactly my suburb of the.
Oh, can't make it, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, I only drove 10 hours to be here. More than that from California, no big deal. Yeah, it's fine. I'll
Right.
see you next time.
I maybe come once a year.
Yeah. So, but
Oh,
of course,
you guys couldn't do this on a Saturday? Like, it's a Wednesday.
yeah.
I got work the next day.
Of course, I respect that things come up, but like, come on,
Right.
dude. Like, I drove 10 hours. You can drive 20 minutes
Exactly.
and buy a
And I got to
t-shirt.
drive 10 hours tomorrow.
Sometimes that night. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you guys, a thing about touring is sometimes we might drive 10 hours to get to the gig on time, load in, kick ass, put on the best show possible. And then that night, maybe we have to drive again, like 4 hours, 5 hours, because the next drive is brutal. It's like a lot of tours is driving, just straight up sitting in the van driving. But I love it all. When I look back on all the touring I've done and stuff, I don't remember the bad times or being frustrated or being in a car forever. I remember fun. I remember kicking ass on stage, meeting nice people. It's brought me everything good in my life, 100%. Yeah.
And I would say in Europe too, like, people are just more willing to fucking hang after the concert. You know what I mean? Like, they do something smart that venues should do here. But I guess either they haven't thought of it or just won't do it. But like, all across the board, the moneymaker is electronic music, whether it's EDM or
Right.
club music or whatever. So they'll have the headlining band be on by like 9:15, which is super early for me. But everything's off the stage by 11:30. Fucking EDM artist is on by like midnight, and that kind of like supplements the money for the night.
Yeah.
Because those places will be open till like 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning.
You can unwind and party and have dinner. It's way better.
Yeah.
It's way better.
So I would always pack up my shit as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Grab some booze and just fucking hang out. And here I am, EDM Loki. Fucking. But yeah, like, people over there after the show, they're I don't know, they're willing to fucking hang out and have a good time, fucking
party, and they're super sweet. I remember like when we load in, there'd be load in food. We'd do the sound check and be super pro, and then there'd be a home cooked meal for us too.
Yep.
We were touring with Resurrect, so it was Resurrect's tour, who I love. Daniel De Leon like got me to Europe for the first time. He took me to Mexico for the first time. I'm a huge fan. I love that guy. Forever grateful to Daniel. But I just felt like the hospitality was so much
sure,
more.
Yeah. A nice little meat and cheese spread.
Yeah.
Charcuterie, if you will.
Nutella. I will. But like, yeah, and here it's like you're lucky if you get a bathroom that has like, the mirrors covered with stickers and scratches and graffiti or whatever. You got a tiny little square where I can like kind of do my double walk and kind of figure it out. And then they're like, oh, here you get 2 free PBRs, but you have to pay for water. It's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
it's
I'm no princess, but it's like, come on, guys.
It is
like I drove 10 hours.
It is night and day.
Yeah.
I fucking when we did South America though, that was brought up significant levels of like, I felt I'm like, this is like some sort of weird alternate universe where I've made it big because like people would be waiting at the airport to see us.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah, I felt like there would just be a line of people waiting at the airport, waiting to get autographs. I'm like, how'd they know we were coming in right now? Like,
Smart fans.
hanging out at the airport all night, fucking waiting for us to come. It's crazy.
Well, for one, Loki, you deserve it.
Right.
And two, I feel like in South America and Europe, they still respect and love actual bands, not like EDM or some guy on his laptop or whatever. No disrespect to that, but I'm just saying like they actually respect like rock and roll, actual bands. So I think that's fucking cool. I would love to do South America. Let's do that together.
Yeah.
Be fun.
I can make it happen. I'm
Okay,
talking to a guy that makes things happen, bro.
You guys all heard that. You're witnesses. Dark Ride in South America would be fucking great,
Right.
dude. And I feel like they appreciate like spooky things there, like horror punk and all that. And
dude,
yeah,
I was shocked of how many people knew Darrow. That I even like. A lot of people know the Goolsby record, but they don't know that I played on the Goolsby record.
Right.
A lot of people just know those kinds of things down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it was all huge down there. I was shocked. And
that record is so good. Dark in Your Doorstep. It came out so good.
Yeah, it's nice. It was a good change of pace for him at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a total beast of a record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it is due thanks largely to me.
Oh yeah. All right.
You know?
Can you see if Goolsby is watching?
Who?
If Steve's watching, if Goolsby's watching.
I don't know if he's watching, but I'm sure someone will tell him he said that. Because that's how these things work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, anytime I even talk, like, what could resemble shit, it gets back to the person I said it to, or said it about.
Right.
So, don't worry. Dusty will know what we said. Michael will know what I said. Like, don't worry. Fucking the little spies are out there always. Dude, one time, there's a kid I haven't even talked to, and he's a nobody, and I haven't seen him for years and years and years, just a local guy from New Jersey, and I mentioned him once, and it got back to him, and he wrote like a nasty email to me, like, yo, why are you talking shit about me? I'm like, who are you?
Come on.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. How did you find out? Like, you don't watch my show, or at least I don't think you do.
Plus, it's like, who cares? Let it go, guys. People get too wrapped up in stuff. It's like, just let it go, move forward.
But it is just amazing. Like, he would, like, this person is someone so far removed from my life that it's amazing that he found out what I had said on some show. It was in the middle of some show that I was like a throwaway line. You know what I mean? But this kid found out. What? How does that happen?
Should we have him in Dark Ride?
No.
Well, that's why I asked. Just making sure.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, Alan Guitars. No Dark Ride for you.
Probably not. Never say never, but probably not.
Never say never. I'm going to say 99.999% probably not.
Yeah. Strong. Yeah.
It's a strong no.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about how important it is to have supportive parents, like supportive mothers, like when Mama Sin chimed in earlier.
Right.
Yeah, I have to say, like, my mom has been my biggest supporter forever, and ever, and it was rewarding. I showed her the music video recently on YouTube on her TV, and like, it was cool seeing her react to it. Fuck, man, I'm so grateful for my mom. She bought me my first bass. I still have. It's right behind me. She bought me that bass from the only goth girl at Aptos High when I was in high school. Beautiful goth girl, name's Carly Elkins. But she had this, like, it was like a 4-string bass that was like purple with glitter, like glittery purple. That me and my friends sanded and painted black, like a flat black. But my mom has been the biggest support. I mean, she's the one who drove me to that show where you and I met. She has been with me forever and ever.
Well, that's amazing because I usually lied about what I was doing and where I was going in order for me to go to concerts.
Okay.
like like my mom was supportive when I was starting like out, and like obviously my parents got me my first guitar or whatever. But like I don't think they ever thought that I would take it as seriously as I did. And I don't think they wanted me to take it as seriously as I did. You know what I mean? Like it was like, "Ah, shit, this kid he actually wants to do this for real." You know, but they're just worried. They were just worried about me. Like, it's like, what are the chances of your kid becoming a fucking pro baseball player? It was kind of like that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like, what are the chances of your kid becoming to do this for a living, or maybe he has dreams of grandeur or whatever the fuck. Like, you know, he thinks he's going to be a rock star or whatever,
Right.
which I never thought I would be. I just wanted to do it for a living. Like, I just knew forever and always that this is what I'm supposed to do. So they were kind of afraid that maybe I would either go down the wrong path, meet the wrong group of friends, which I did, or just just follow a dream that would never come to fruition. So when they saw me take it to that next level of seriousness, they were definitely not supportive.
Gotcha.
And I had to like do things on either the DL or at some point I just left the house because they were like, they gave me the whole speech of like, you're under my roof, you live under my rules. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not living here anymore. And I just left the house when I was super young, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a weird mixture of super supportive and not super supportive, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I thought Say Something was badass and beautiful. Still do.
Yeah.
Fucking
That one,
badass.
yeah. That one was I'll never forget it, writing it on Brian's that futon that Joe was sleeping on back then. Fucking just having the acoustic and writing that with something completely different on my mind, you know what I mean? It's so crazy how that it turned out to be something about 9/11, and imagine being stuck either on this airplane or in this building that's burning down, but like totally not where it came, like in my mind where that came from.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, beautiful song. Love it. Always have, always will.
Let's see, dude. Oh, people are talking about traveling for shows,
right?
And that's my biggest question coming out of all this, especially in the States, if people will embrace concerts more because they haven't been able to have them.
I gotta imagine it's gonna be fucking awesome. Like once it's safe or there's a vaccine or whatever, I feel like people are really gonna appreciate not only concerts but live bands, actual live bands, not a dude on his laptop. You know what I mean? Like I do think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be great. Can't wait.
Yeah, you think the appreciation will be there, or do you think people will have to wait for a vaccine, or do you think how do you think that plays out?
That's the $1 million question, brother. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm an optimist, and I know it's gonna end. And I really try to grasp that like there's some positives that can come out of this. People are gonna love going to movie theaters more, concerts, actual bands.
Right. I was just reading an article about the death of the movie theaters, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
a lot of them aren't going to make it,
No, and that was my job for 10 years. For 10 years, I worked at a movie theater. 10 years, I worked at a video store. I would tell people I'm in the film industry. Oh yeah, I've worked with Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Pacino. And it's, oh really? What movies? And I'd say, oh, The Departed, this and that. And it was kind of true.
Right.
It's kind of true.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I work in the film industry.
Yeah, that's what I always say. My roommate is one of my best friends. We used to work together at both jobs, so we'd always joke about that. And like,
my friend Jeff says, I think it won't take long for people to not appreciate going to concerts again. What a dick.
I mean,
yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
You know what it is that there's so many things to do. Like, we're very highly entertained in the U.S. We got even here in Nashville, but especially when I was like in North Jersey, we had 1, 2, 3 hockey teams in the area, 3 basketball teams in the area, 2 football teams in the area, and fucking everyone tours to fucking New York and New Jersey. So there's on any given night there's 5 concerts.
Yep.
Within an hour's distance.
Yep.
So plus all the shit that you can do at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And maybe
like
it's just wishful thinking, but I do hope and think that people appreciate live bands more. Yeah.
I hope so too, man.
Yeah.
I hope so too.
And I mean, I still think it's fucking cool when I do go to a concert and I see a live band killing it in front of me. Like I'm so inspired and so like recharging to me, you know?
Yeah.
It's so inspiring and badass, and I don't see other people don't get that. Like a real drummer kicking ass. And like,
yeah, man. And that sort of weird feeling, like you kind of get fucking goosebumps just like hearing like the power of the kick or great guitar tone. That's just fucking,
gosh,
you know, or just someone nailing a performance that like that maybe you know how hard it is to play, and then like the guy fucking nails it, and you're like, oh god damn, that's fucking good.
Well, it's because it's magic, Loki. It's straight up magic, and I still believe in it.
And that's something you can't get through the computer, no matter how many people do playthroughs or YouTube videos. You don't know, you know, there's a lot of people, you see people will slow down the recordings of guitar playthroughs and then speed them up, and you can't fucking tell that they're cheating. And like, it's just something you can't manufacture through the computer. When you watch it live, like, man,
it's the best. It's the best. It's how I fell in love with it. I think it's how a lot of people feel about it. And I definitely respect and appreciate the bands that are doing that, like live performances through Zoom or whatever. It's rad, but there's nothing comparing to when you get to the venue and you're walking on, you hear the kick. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, it's magic, dude. It's magic.
I just miss that as being a band dude. Like, I'd be sitting in the green room and just hear like, oh shit, it's time to work.
Yeah.
It's time to go to work.
Yeah.
The kick is being fucking hit. Sound check time.
Yeah.
Even that, man.
Oh, I love a good sound check. I'm so grateful for sound checks when it sounds fucking.
I will be again. You know.
Yeah.
There came a time where I'm like, oh, here we go, another sound check.
But it's better than doing it like right away and then like going on stage right away and the sound sucks. Like it's so nice to have a sound check. And I know it's different when the room fills up with people, but fuck man. Yeah.
To me, it's different when there's a sound check when you have a sound guy and a sound check when you don't have a sound guy. Yeah. Because now that I've had sound guys on tours, it's going to be really hard for me to not have one.
Sure. I've only had that once and it was awesome, but yeah.
Because when you don't have them, sometimes they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's just like the bar sound guy, like go imagine your favorite place to watch a show and like a place that you hang out, and if you know the sound guy there, imagine what kind of a dick he is. Like, here we go, another band to do sound check to.
100%.
So sometimes you just get a guy who's just tired of life.
Yeah.
And does not give a fuck about your sound.
Yeah, it's 100% true.
Or you get the guy that like does a perfect sound check and then doesn't record any. He doesn't save the setting. He doesn't save the scene and doesn't write anything down or take a picture.
It's like, why do it at all?
So why do we do this?
Yeah. Low-key, I'd even had it one time in Salt Lake City with one of my previous bands. The singer and the sound guy got into a fight on stage, like an argument. And it was ridiculous. And me and my bandmates were like cringing. And somebody in the crowd yells out, "You should fight him!" And the sound guy goes, "Yeah, I'm down." And my singer at the time says, like, "Yeah, me too." And I'm trying to like calm the fucking storm. Like, no, nobody's in a fight. Like, shut the fuck up. Let's just do this. And, like, there's like 4 people there. It was like Salt Lake City at Bert's Tiki Lounge. Have you ever played there?
Right. Where?
Bert's Tiki Lounge.
Yeah.
But it was
with Darrow though, not with Graves. I think we did that with Darrow.
Don't fight with the sound guy. Like, just let it go. Like, fuck, dude. Yeah.
There's only one time in my life where I completely unhinged on a sound guy. I'm not sure. I don't remember who was playing bass for us. It could have been Joe or it could have been Dean. I'm pretty sure it was Joe though. And this guy, he had deformed hands. I don't know from whether it was an accident or by birth. I don't know. But they gave this poor man a fucking iPad with the mixer to do sound with the iPad, but the guy has deformed hands and he can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you do this to this poor guy?
Yeah.
Like, just go to the board, dude. Like, I'll help you like set up these mics, and you just go to the board and stay up there. But like, he was insistent, like, just insistent on doing the show and the mix like this, and he's turning things on and off and fucking up the balance and fucking up which mic he's doing because he can't hit the proper button, and he's like doing it like this, and he can't hit the right fader, and dude, it was the longest sound check I ever did.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah.
And it was the worst sound check I ever did, and it was the worst sound at a live show that I've ever done. Because when we finally nailed it. It was Joey saying it was him. We finally got like decent sound at sound check. So then a whole bunch of bands play. And then it's our turn to play again, and everything's completely fucking different. And it's the only time I've ever done this where I stopped the show because the sound was so fucking bad.
Oh.
And because there was feedback, dude, like I thought my brain was gonna explode. I didn't do it because I was being a dick. I did it because it was like my brain was being mashed. And I'm like, someone's got to figure. We stopped mid song, I think. I'm like, we got to stop. Someone's got to figure this shit out. We cannot fucking play a concert like this. Someone's got to fix this sound right fucking now. And like, I think that just made it so much worse because now he's like running around all nervous and fucking. I called him Lobster Hands. I'm like, not to his face. That was my name for him.
Okay.
You know, in my mind. And internally in the group, you know?
Poor guy, yeah.
Yeah. But it didn't help his cause that he was a complete dick, so poor guy, nothing.
Okay. You didn't mention that he was a dick, yeah.
Right. Yeah, he had that attitude, like, I know what I'm doing, go fuck yourself. I'm like, yeah, do ya?
Yeah, and that was that at Bert's, you said?
That was that was right outside of Houston, Texas.
Okay. Oh, Houston, we're at Old Willow. You know what was funny? What I was thinking about earlier was like stories about Will. I remember there was a tour for Punk Rock Is Dead that you were supposed to play guitar on. And Jason ended up playing guitar instead, and it was like unceremoniously. Do you remember?
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
talking about?
Yeah. So I had done like the first part of that tour, and then Jason did the remaining legs of that tour.
Right. And I remember Will going to the show and like heckling Michael the whole time, saying, "Where's Loki?" Like the whole time. And there was a part during one of the songs when Michael put out the mic into the crowd, Will grabbed it and yelled into the mic, "Where's Loki?"
You guys were always great ball busters, bro.
Yeah. But that's like Will being like a good friend, like a good like
Will. You know. Yeah, that guy, I missed that guy. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Fucking, but one year I was teching with Darkest Hour.
Yeah.
And we were in Houston, and he actually didn't know I was gonna be there, and I didn't know he was gonna be there. But like, I just see this fucking redhead standing in line. I'm like, fucking Will.
Yeah, and he's like freakishly tall. I think he's taller than me too. So
yeah,
for all the tall jokes, this cat we're talking about is way taller than me.
Super pale ginger, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fucking saw him at that Darkest Hour show, and we were shooting the shit there.
Yeah.
I think I brought him. I'm like, yeah, fucking working the tour, and I gave him like passes or whatever.
Oh, sick. He's one of those guys, just like Joey, where like he's let us crash at his house. Like he's really taken care of us when we were on tour, like lifelong friends. I think him and his wife just bought a new house, and they have 2 kids, and like, yeah, doing great. Great.
All right, we've been on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's been great.
Let's do some quick hitters here. What is your most memorable show that you've ever played? In a good way.
There's 2. Off the top of my head, there's 2. when we were on tour with Resurrects in 2008 with Stellar Corpses, we played at WGT, the Wave Gothic Trend, with the other, and it was badass. Like we played in front of maybe like 5,000 people, like all gossed out and tore the house down. It was so much fun. I think I was 22 at the time, so this was like wild to me. The second is first time opening for Tiger Army at the Grove in Anaheim with Agent Orange. It was one of those gigs where like we practiced for 2 weeks straight before that, every day, 14 days straight. We did the set twice in a row to be as sharp as possible, and we had something to prove. So those two come to mind.
Nice. Did you ever shit the bed on stage?
No.
No, you never fucking, or like maybe gear problems or like shit the bed like
oh, I'm
like
sorry,
you totally had an off game.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, you've had bad games. What was the most memorable bad game?
Oh my gosh, so bad. There's many. I thought you meant something differently. I've had lots of technical difficulties, but we played a dear friend of mine's wedding in Denver. Dave Allen, who's like a badass tattoo artist. Played his wedding, and before the wedding, like I like decided to drink a bunch of IPAs, and we were like the band for the wedding. And their song to do their first dance to was Saturday Night from Famous Monsters.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. And yeah, there's 52 different versions, by the way.
Right
but
on.
by the time we got to play, like I was so drunk that I totally botched it. My guitar was so loud, and like I just remember my bassist Dan turning to me and just being like, "Emilio, like what's going on?" It's normally I could hold it down, but that was pretty bad. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I'll be the first person to admit I'm not fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not perfect either.
You're a perfect guitar player.
Is there a place that you never ever want to play again?
Yeah, I know there is, but I just can't think of it right now.
Gotcha.
No,
you're too nice to mention a place like this.
And if actually there is one place, but it's gone now, so I can't even.
But it's gone now.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it because of the venue?
Venue, the staff. If you're charging the band for water.
Yeah. Boo. Yeah.
I drove 6 hours to be here, 10 hours, charging me for water. Nah, dog. I don't need a lot, but I need water and a mirror.
So we got a final announcement from Dicko North. This has been a great show, fellas. Thanks, Emilio, for doing this. It's like he's the host of the show.
Thank you, Dicko.
Thanks, Emilio, for doing this. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to head over to Bandcamp after this episode and do yourself a huge favor. Pre-order the Dark Ride EP. Release date this Friday, November the 13th.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing, guys, is Friday the 13th, the full EP gets released from Dark Ride. Please go download it from Bandcamp and let me know what you think too. And I'm super excited to hear what you guys think of all these songs.
I think Dicko North should be the host of the show, and I'll be one of the guests every once in a while.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great.
This guy's he's got it on. I couldn't have done it better. You know, that's a great fucking way to send everyone off.
Yeah. You know? Hey Loki, I super appreciate you having me, and you're one of my favorite guitarists ever, and like you really carved out like a huge part of like my guitar playing when I was a kid, like Seasons of the Witch alone and stuff, like On My Way and stuff. Like your guitar playing really means a lot to me.
Well, you're making me feel weird, but thank you.
The fact that you were so nice to me when I was a kid, like all this shit like helped bring me to right now, and I'm super grateful, man. Thank you.
Well, I'm super proud of what you're doing, man. Fucking, you make an old man proud.
Thank you.
You know, you've come from such a long way of sneaking into one of my shows to fucking being a fucking. You're a ratings getter right now, dude. Like this show's rating to be one of the better shows that I've had. So,
oh, wonderful.
And it's because of you, bro. Fucking, so you're just some fucking schlub kid trying to get into a show for free.
I still am. I'm still
being a dickhead
kid
on the internet to being a fucking star, dude. You're a fucking star.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting me, and to all of those who are listening who have been supporting me and believing in me. It means the world to me. and I'm just some kid from Mount Dawson. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right on, guys. Well, until next time, which is Saturday. And it's a fucking matinee show because he's in fucking UK. So Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, I will be on with Chris Lanterns from Led by Lanterns. Super cool dude. Come check the show out. You don't want to miss that one. Emilio, you're the man. Stand by as I log off. Guys, I appreciate you. LokiGuitarOfficial.com. There's all the fucking links there. Subscribe and like and hit the notification bell on YouTube. And go check out on Spotify. I got my own fucking EP out there, and I released the shit with Nim Vin. So go check out Loki. I actually have an official band page now for my own. It was like It linked itself to another guy named Loki, and it was just whatever. But now I have my own shit, and yeah, fucking check that out. Check the fucking Hadron Collider with Nim Vin, and I'll see you guys.